we're good.
Be like, Bussin' with the boys, hanging with the fellas, betting on a game. No woman's gonna tell us what to do, and I've been over here just drinking beer and making that noise. Baby, I'm hanging with the fellas, bussin' with the boys.
Bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Bussin' with the Boys. It is episode 359. I don't know why you guys just told me that 6 seconds ago, but then I forgot. Now we're back with it. Do me a favor, if you're listening on any like Spotify, Downcast, Apple, go and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. That is a big help for us. Comments, put it in there. Helps the algorithm. Let's try to blast this thing out to everybody. This show, Bussin' with the Boys, is brought to you by the one, the only, FanDuel Sportsbook. The Rams take on the Seahawks this Thursday in a battle for the NFC West top spot. Now, you might be asking yourself, big game this Thursday. Maybe I'll take the Rams. Maybe I'll take the Seahawks, but I don't. But I know I want to cook a parlay. What is the perfect parlay? The answer to that question is just make a parlay with a profit boost attached to it. Make sure you head to FanDuel Sportsbook and check out their same game parlay profit boost token available for Thursday's game. Visit FanDuel.com/bussin to get in on the action. We had a lot of stuff to talk about today before we get into the interview with Dion Dawkins. Fantasy football, Heisman, Michigan. Literally Michigan, buddy.
That place, it seems like the school is kind of burning down right now from the inside out.
Yeah. Do you want to?
You're the Michigan guy. Like, where does Michigan?
How do we fix it?
Yeah, how does Michigan get
question.
fixed? Because as of this morning, I saw on 3 reported there's about 6 head coaching candidates on the board right now.
Wow.
Who's going to get brought in? Does somebody come into this situation knowing that there's a full-on investigation going across the athletic department? Is that a fire you want to be a part of? Like, are there going to be penalties? Like, this is a job to where it's one of the top jobs in the country. Like,
yep.
if all the jobs are open, this is a top job in the country. If you're a head coach, like, I would love to be the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines. And it doesn't feel like it's as simple as that, because there could be some implications that come from everything that's going on right now in the football program, to where there could be, penalties. Who knows what it looks like? Because is the AD, is he still there right now?
Yeah. Ward Manuel, he's still there. The Board of Regents had a conversation, I think the day after Sherrone Moore got fired on Wednesday of last week, to discuss Ward Emanuel's long-term effect. I think the decision that they made was they're keeping him on board. I don't know how long that's going to last, but if you look at the structure of how Michigan is right now, and I'm a Michigan alumni. I played there. I love Michigan, but I am going to truly do my best to be unbiased in this conversation right now. I obviously want the best for Michigan. I want them to do great. I want them to compete for national championships. But the last 3 years, like, someone had a tweet said, this Michigan scandal is the biggest scandal in college football since the last Michigan scandal. And that's unfortunately like where we're sitting right now. So I'm going to be as unbiased as I can while also rooting for my school. So true serum's in my body. You guys can ask me any question you want, and I'll try to answer it as best I can. My understanding is Ward Emanuel is still a part of the university at this very moment. Since since the president, who was a part of the national championship, he left. I think he went to Florida, and we've had a sitting interim president at the University of Michigan. So you have instability at the top of the tops. The AD, there's a lot of question marks going around him. Obviously, he was a part of all the Jim Harbaugh stuff taking place, the Connor Stallions taking place. Did he or did he not know that the Sherrone Moore mistress thing was happening? Because there's rumors that people were knowing about it around October time, or even into the summer, that they did an internal investigation. How truthful is that? And then you look at the University of Michigan's all their other sports, because the athletic director, he's not just directing Michigan football, he's also directing all of the sports involved. Michigan athletics is they're doing really well from you look at our field hockey team, our basketball team, our everywhere you kind of look right now, other than the Michigan football team, Michigan's doing really, really well in the sports category. So there's a lot of question marks there. Is Ward who's making the decision? You don't have a head coach. So if I'm a head coach looking at all of this and I'm in a place like Alabama or I'm in a place like ASU or I'm at Washington or I'm in Missouri, which is kind of where all these names have kind of come up, or I'm a defensive coordinator in the NFL, am I looking at the University of Michigan as, yeah, it's a top 5 job. The logo is a top 5 brand in college football. Even Ohio State fans and Michigan State fans, if they were had a polygraph on them, they would agree to that stance. Where it sits right now, I would have a little level of uncertainty of, okay, I'm going to be the next head coach of this football team when I don't know how long the AD is going to be there. Who's going to be the president? Does the future AD or president, do they want me there? Or am I not their guy and they want to find their guy? So there's a lot of politics that are taking place. And really it's like there's a bunch of donors trying to figure out who they want. I've heard that the kids, the football players themselves have been beating on the door of the athletic director saying it's Biff Poggi or nobody. I've also heard that the AD, he might be the face, but he's not really making the decision. There is multiple conversations taking place, and at the end of the day, I truly do not know who is making this decision for the next head coach of Michigan. Sherm's got Kenny Dillingham on the screen right here.
He's the only man for the job.
Yeah, do we want to talk about that? Like who the next head coach should be?
His energy and his positivity is exactly what Michigan needs, because it is a black hole up there right now. And like you said, like a squeaky clean resume from everything I've seen and from everything you've said, like he just is all about ball. The only thing is, like, I low-key want to see Arizona State like really good, and he always says how much he loves Arizona and how he wants it to become a thing. But I mean, he would be, I think he is the best man for the job.
I don't disagree with that statement at all. I think where Michigan sits right now, being in the pool you're at, the decision needs to be made by the end of the beginning of next week, Monday, like a week from now. We need to know who our next head coach is going to be.
But are things even going to be resolved from the investigation?
Well, so you said investigation, and you brought up penalties. The NCAA or bigger powers than Michigan are not investigating Michigan. Michigan is doing an internal investigation on themselves. So there's not going to be Michigan's being like, we're not going to make a bowl game next year, or we're not going to do X, Y, and Z. Michigan's realizing, okay, 2023 happens, we win a national championship. In that season, there's the manifesto, there's the stealing signs. Is it illegal? Is it not illegal? The NCAA does their investigation, ends up being a $20, $30 million fine. And it's kind of that, it's like, okay, that's over. Now we have this stuff with Sherrone Moore taking place, and there's rumors that this has been known about for a while. The university has said, hey, we heard about this. We did an investigation on this. Both sides had the same story. So in that sense, we were like, okay, it seems like everybody's being appropriate, taking care of the right things. Then some evidence takes place, more rumors. It starts to get more public right after the Ohio State game, which I think we can all like put a conspiracy hat on and be like, seems like a bit of a coup taking place on Sherrone Moore. The next week, apparently there was enough evidence brought to the doorstep, whether it was boosters, whether it was the girl talking to lawyers or something. Somebody brought enough information to where the AD had to sit there and fire Sherrone Moore. And then he has the situation he does where he goes to his wife. There's all a bunch of, I don't know the exact story, but sounds like he goes to his house, threatens himself, leaves there. His wife has his location. He goes to the girl's house that he was having the affair with, threatens himself and possibly her, maybe not. There was a butter knife involved. I truly don't know. He ends up getting detained, and now he's looking at 3 separate charges, one of them being a felony.
Yeah, he fucked that whole thing up.
Well, yeah. And there's like not a whole lot of excuses you can put in that thing. Like, this man obviously saw his life. This man saw his life crumbling in front of him. It's the decisions that he made that put him in this position. And it seemed like a mental break. Like, he's like, holy shit, I can't believe I did this to myself. When we all kind of realized, like, I mean, Orlovsky said this when the gambling thing took place. It's like, the things you do in the dark will come to light eventually. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of one of those things where, yeah, like I said, always was good to me. We would text after games, wins and losses. Hey, keep it going. Or, hey, that's a bummer. Keep it up. Always good to me. But if you're going to have the Block M logo or an Alabama logo or an Ohio State logo on, Like, you need to hold yourself to a standard that school wants you to be at. Obviously was not doing those types of things. So the coaching search, in my opinion, which I have spent hours just getting on that Twitter search and refreshing over and over again on latest with Michigan football. I think there's two clear ones you can go from an outside that you would want if you're a Michigan fan. And those answers are Kalen DeBoer or Kenny Dillingham. I think when the pros with Kalen DeBoer are this, right? He's been successful everywhere he's gone. He goes to Alabama. He's taking over for somebody that was the greatest coach in college football history ever. And so now you have an expectation put on you to where it's like, you're the next guy, but are you the guy? That's how the world's kind of looking at it. That's how Michigan wants to kind of frame it. I have no doubt that he's happy there. The more that these rumors have popped up, the more you see Alabama support coming with him. If he does go to Michigan, the thought process from a Michigan person is, look at all these aliens he has down south in Tuscaloosa. How many of those guys are going to follow him? Now you're looking at, you have yourself a contending team immediately. My true thought is that Kalen DeBoer stays at Alabama. I think
he already put a statement out saying he's staying.
He put a statement out saying that he's not having a conversation with anybody at this point, nor is he interested in having a conversation at this time. I'm focused on playing Oklahoma in the playoffs. You can pick that apart all you want, because if you're on the Michigan side of things, you're like, he didn't say this. Kenny Dillingham did the same exact thing. How important ASU is to him, how he loves that place. Like, as a Michigan fan, you look back there and go, well, he didn't necessarily say there's nothing to that, right?
If Michigan was willing to wait and Alabama ended up losing this weekend, I think that's where you could get DeBoer possibly back in the scenario. But I'm feeling like Michigan wants to make a decision as fast as possible. It's just, are they going to be in a spot to where they can make a decision as fast as possible with everything going on?
Yeah, I don't think. If it gun to my head, I don't think Kalen DeBoer is leaving Alabama for Michigan.
We have the number 2 recruiting class coming in. We just made the playoff, SEC championship. Why would you leave that to go to Michigan situation?
And you know what a Michigan fan would say? Well, he's from the Midwest. He grew up in Sioux Falls. He was interested when he was at Washington and the Alabama job opened up. He wanted the Michigan job. This is all alleged, right? He wanted the Michigan job, but it was in Harbaugh's contract that Sherrone Moore takes over as the head coach, and really that's the job he's always wanted. I have no idea if that's true. It's probably not. And if I'm, once again, staying as unbiased as possible, if I'm at Alabama and I'm looking at Michigan, whether I want that job or not, seeing where it's at, I'm probably a little more hesitant to even take a step towards that with not knowing who the powers be. Who am I reporting to? Then if it is Ward Emanuel, how long am I going to be there? Ward Emanuel, not Ward Emanuel. Okay, so DeBoer we can kind of put to the side.
Yeah, if I'm DeBoer, I'm staying at Bama.
Right. Now let's look at Kenny Dillingham. Here's my thought process. I think if you're Michigan and you want to have a guy for the next 2 decades and you can take a guy away from what he has called his dream job, my opinion is I would go full bore 100% right now at Kenny Dillingham. I think he would be the best man for the job. You look at his energy, his youth. Michigan needs that. It seems
like a great guy.
He's a great guy. He's a guy that was at Memphis, and Memphis set a record for their offense the year that he was the offensive coordinator. He had Bo Nix at Auburn and made him SEC Freshman of the Year. He had Bo Nix again at Oregon, and it was his best year at Oregon. Now, he takes ASU. He sits there. He says, this is my dream job. I'm never going to leave there. I have no doubt about it. He takes them to the playoffs last year. They go into multiple overtimes against Texas. They lose that game. I think they should have won that game. There's a lot of plays in that game where they should have won. So if you're Kenny, it's like, yo, you have your dream job, all of those things. You're in a good place. There's a contract extension. If you don't want the Michigan job, use it as leverage and get a bigger extension, more pay, and maybe some more NIL money towards your players. If you want the Michigan job, you're walking into a place that, regardless of all the things of who's the AD, who's the president, from a fan base perspective, I believe you are walking into the best possible scenario as a coach representing a historically great college, a most winning college football team, because of all the shit show that's taken place in the last 3 years. You're going to have the most grace of getting your guys in, understanding the playbook, like winning, losing, all those things, like there's going to be enough time for you to get where you want to go that Michigan would not give their guys given different circumstances. Yes, sure.
It sounds like y'all need an internal rebuild. Y'all are coming off of a scandal, and a coach that comes to mind for both of those things, I think Matt Rule did a fantastic job at Baylor.
Shut up.
After their scandal, he rebuilt our football program. He's doing a great job rebuilding at Nebraska. That's a name that pops up.
No, I hear you. So Kenny Dillingham, the thing I love about him is Michigan has the youngest team in the entire Big Ten. They have the youngest team in the entire Big Ten. My goal is to keep as many of those guys intact as possible, specifically Bryce Underwood and Andrew Marsh. Am I psychotic to think that a bunch of guys are going to stay? Probably. Like, if objectively, if you're looking at this and you don't know all the things taking place, which I think a lot of us don't know, a lot of guys are going to leave. And so how do you mitigate that risk as much as possible? I think
if it's up to the players, it sounds like it's Biff Poggi.
That's where it comes to Biff Poggi. So if you can't get Kalen DeBoer and Kenny Dillingham, which it seems like, both those guys are extremely happy with where they're at, and you go down, you exercise, you make them say no to you, I think the answer is Biff Poggi. And you sit there.
You go Biff Poggi over Drink at Mizzou.
Yes.
Drink can coach.
Bro, can I be honest? I don't know enough about Drink. I know enough about Kenny. I know enough about DeBoer. I know Jed Fish has been a guy in the conversation who's kind of been successful everywhere. My understanding about Fish is if he has success at Michigan and he gets called from the NFL, he's out. Like, I want a guy that's going to be there, that wants to be there for the next 2 decades. That's what I need.
But maybe one of these coaches would want to be there for the next 2 decades. To me, with the Biff Poggi thing, like the internal stuff that's happening, if I was at the top of Michigan and I don't even know what all happened, you got this big time investigation firm coming in and everything else. I'm thinking we've got to clean shop because this has been a problem for the last few years.
I'll disagree. With
the cheating scandal, with the Sherrone Moore stuff, with the
cheating scandal, the cheating scandal.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this is a shit show.
Yeah,
and you kind of want to clean up the entire thing. Because you can't afford to make another wrong decision. And if you hire internal, you're kind of leaving that smoke open for something else to potentially happen or come out that has been unknown and now it's coming to the forefront.
Right.
If they were, like, say they go with Biff Poggi and then there could be some other things that come out because he was part of the staff. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. I hear all the things you're saying. If I'm looking at this team and if the whole team is saying we want Biff Poggi,
yeah, but think about this team, though. Like, college football teams nowadays are filled with kids that just leave the next year. It's like you can't leave it up to the players of the NIL world.
Right.
I get it, though. Like, you want to keep as many guys as you can, but these 18-year-olds now half of them are going to be gone anyways. They could be screaming, Biff Poggi, Biff Poggi.
I don't disagree, dude.
If the players are swaying a decision, you're basically just kind of hoping this Band-Aid you're about to put on this situation works.
No doubt. But I've always been of the stance that Michigan needs to have their coach before Christmas, because transfer portal, you want to make sure that you know who the guys are going to come in and go, who the recruiting class is going to stay, who's going to leave. You've already had 2 players that have asked for their release for their letter of intent. If you don't get the guys you want and you end up 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th on the list, now you're looking at, okay, are we putting a Band-Aid because we're getting a new name in there? Or are we actually getting the guy we want? Because I think after you get through your top 3 in the situation you're in, after Auburn's found their coach, Florida's found their coach, LSU's found their coach, you've all the Ole Miss, Penn State, everybody's found their coach and kind of gone through their hiring process, which I'm sure a lot of these guys would have been on Michigan's radar as well. Maybe it's worth just saying, hey, we got a lot more issues than just making a fix in the next 10 days. Let's give Biff the job. Hopefully he can be successful. A lot of these kids obviously love him. They'll stay for another year. And you're right. Dudes will just leave. But maybe if they have the guy they want, a lot of our core talent will stay. You surround Biff with a great OC, which I think Chip Lindsey can be that, because a lot of the rumors taking place were anytime there was a little bit of adversity in a game, Sherrone Moore would take over the play calling. That's when you saw a lot more running and not letting Bryce Underwood do his thing from an aerial standpoint. You get a quarterback coach in there for Bryce if Bryce is willing to stay, and you keep the staff where it's at. And it's like, guys, show us. Like, you have 26 to figure it out, because if you don't get the guys that this guy wants, and I'm sure a lot of these kids don't know about Kenny Dillingham, a lot of these guys who are 4 or 5-star guys who are in New Jersey or Ohio or out in the Southeast, they're not getting offers by ASU because ASU is a regional place. They're taking kids from West Texas, New Mexico, Nevada, and Arizona. That's where they're finding the lump of their roster. If Kenny Dillingham takes that job, a lot of guys are going to leave and say, okay, 26 is already going to be a shit show anyway, and we'll figure it out from there, and we just got to give this guy grace. With Biff, it's like, if you're getting to the 4th or 5th, why are we signing a long-term contract to a guy when we can just go through another coaching cycle, figure out who the big-time guy is in 26? We now have better structure from a president and AD standpoint, and we're good to go. That's where I lean towards those 2 guys and then Biff. And if you can't get these 2 guys, then just stay with Biff and find out who the right guy is. And who says Drink would walk away anyway? I don't know enough about Drink. Yeah. So I'm not going to be like disrespectful to him. I just don't know enough about him, his coaching style, all that stuff. That's where I sit right now. Because, boys, it is a shit show. It's an absolute shit show.
Yeah. Yeah. It ain't good.
It ain't good.
It ain't good.
What about John Harbaugh?
Dude, yeah. Bring him.
I mean, getting someone from the NFL might not be a bad idea.
I just think, you know what, dude? Because I saw OC for Cleveland.
NFL,
who's the OC for Cleveland?
Tommy Rees.
Tommy Rees. He's been a name that's thrown around. Jesse Minter's been a guy that's thrown around. I don't know, man. I really don't. They're different worlds, college and NFL. Especially college nowadays, you can't like coach guys hard. You have to massage them a little bit more. NFL, you're under a contract, a real contract, not this 1-year NIL thing. Yeah. And so you have to play a totally different game. The only one that you wouldn't make sense is a guy that's been there, which is Jesse Minter. He's got a whole bunch of different things about how he can coach, can't coach. And then if you're Michigan, do you really want a guy from the Harbaugh tree after all these things have taken place when you're trying to basically have a clean slate? And I'm sure Jesse Minter is sitting there being like, I don't want the fucking job. I'm going to go be an NFL head coach soon. Right. Like, he's probably going to have offers coming out of this season.
What about Mike Tomlin?
Once again, like, I think Tomlin's great with handling personalities. I think he's a hell of a head coach, but he could easily just go and become the Giants head coach next year, or stay at the Steelers again, because it seems like they're probably going to win the division again. Yeah. And losing the wild card. Like, what are we talking about?
I'm just throwing names at the wall.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And it's like, okay, what about Jason Eck from New Mexico?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, well, he was in Idaho the year before.
Jeff Brom, Louisville.
Yeah, Jeff Brom. He's been a guy that Will's been getting his inside sources from. To me, dude.
I heard he's part of the search.
I think there's.
What about
you have 2 or 3 names, and if you don't get those guys, you stick with Biff. Because if the kids love him and you can surround him with a great coaching staff, he's got a great personality for Michigan. Unique, self-made guy. Ask him what he's going to do after the game. He's going to have coffee, Haagen-Dazs ice cream, and hang out with his wife. He's not going to be a scandal guy. No sleeves.
No Brian Kelly. You don't want Brian Kelly.
Listen, Will did this bullshit on ESPN. I will say,
I don't like doing this here right now, but this is breaking news. Nebraska quarterback Dylan Raiola is expected to enter the NCAA transfer portal.
Oh yeah, that's not surprising.
Any
I knew
comments?
that was coming.
Like, you had your own sources, or like just your intuition? You knew that.
Both.
Okay.
Both. I've spoke with people over the weekend. Those conversations will stay with me and who I was talking to. But I mean, all the evidence has led up to he's going to be hitting the portal at some point.
Sorsby's in the portal. Go get your.
Well, listen, we're gonna find us a quarterback. Ain't not even worried about this. Not even worried about this. You said Sorsby's in the portal?
Sorsby is in the portal.
Not even worried. You said Sorsby?
Sorsby kind of nice.
Yeah, I kind of knew this was coming.
What are your thoughts?
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I personally, it's like I know he had the injury with the broken leg and everything else, and what he's done, what Dylan has meant to Nebraska over the last couple of years. He's a hell of a player, hell of a talent, hell of an athlete. And my hope with like how I went through Nebraska, how you think of as a competitor and everything else that you see with this NIL world, I was hopeful that he would be in this process of getting healthy and everything else, and want to continue to build on the little success that we've had over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And continue to be the guy and continue to run into the fight and bring this program back to what we want it to be. And now that he's on the portal, everything that I've heard behind the scenes and everything else, I kind of knew that this was coming. So at this point, it's more of like, it just is what it is.
Right.
Like, this is the world we kind of live in now. And he's not the guy that's going to be the quarterback under center for Nebraska next year. So whoever that next guy is going to be, whether it's in-house right now or somebody that we get out in the portal, I'm going to be the biggest fan.
Hell yeah. Great way to handle it.
And I'll be waiting to see where Dylan goes, and I will be secretly like rooting against that team.
So you're not secret at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought we were just going to casually root against Raiola. Like behind the scenes without cameras. Because I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, like you hear the rumors of even last year him sniffing around a little bit. And then this year it's like, bro, he was at four different high schools, 3 different decommits before he ends up in Nebraska.
Yeah.
This is just me. It sounds to me like he's got too many people in his corner telling him his shit doesn't stink. And it's like, there has to be a level of, you're either going to stand up and be the guy or you're not going to be the guy. And these are what, a 20-year-old kid? Like, I hope the best for him, but it sounds like he needs to have his camp. Whoever's in his camp telling him he's the greatest thing in the world, like, you need to deal with a little bit of adversity yourself. Not saying Nebraska's the right place for you, not place for you, but buddy, this game's fucking hard and it's unforgiving. And if you make it to the NFL, you're not going to be able to just get up and walk away.
You're not going to be able to look around the entire time you're there.
Right. Like, eventually you got a bunch of people in your camp being like, it's this guy, it's this guy, it's this guy. Like, best way to be a quarterback is be like, it's me. How do I fix me? Yeah. And then allow the pieces around you to unfold the way it is.
Yeah.
But he's 20 years old. He's 20 years old. Fib.
Fractured his fibula.
Yeah. Tried to play. Like, that's badass. Tried to play on a broken fib.
Yeah.
Oh,
He'll be back week 1 of this year. Like, essentially, he had comparatively, like something that Daniel Jones had where he's got a fracture in his fibula. Could have been worse, could have been less, whatever it is. Like, and then ends up shattering it. So you're not like trying to continue to put stress on it. What I'm hearing, potentially Oregon.
That'd be surprising.
That would be.
That's what you wanted? Take Will's
yeah. You're an Oregon Ducks fan.
Speak up.
We'll wait and see how it all unravels. I'm not going to say anything good or bad. I will say what you said is very interesting. The world of college football. I think the Michigan stuff has opened up how weird it is that like Bryce Underwood's team is putting out that he'll see if he's staying at Michigan. Guys signing 1-year extensions and it being announced. I think it's bizarre that this is the world we're living in college football. Like we're waiting to see if Bryce Underwood stays at Michigan if he likes the next head coach. I think that is it's bizarre the world we live in. I hate it.
A week ago I sat here and I was like, man, college football, it isn't a really crazy spot, but it's fun to watch the chaos. Now that like my school is like in front of all of it, I'm like, we got to do something.
Yeah,
we got to fix it.
We got to do something.
That chaos is a little different. As all that info was coming out, it was like, oh, another Michigan scandal, and jokes were happening at first, and then more information is getting released, and you're kind of like, oh, fuck, this is pretty bad. Then it's like, oh, fuck, I kind of want to stay off the internet to see everything going on because that shit is bad.
Yeah, dude. And I've literally been only on it, just sitting there, refresh, seeing everything that's going on, man.
Yeah, we're not in a. I mean, I'm not going to say it's a paintbrush across every player, but it's just the world of figuring out a way to how do we create the best? How do I get better? How do we create the best situation? How do I become the situation where versus like, how can I get out of this situation? How can I just find the best situation for myself?
Right.
Like in my head, the analogy is running away from the fight instead of to the fight. Like you're in the fight, you've been building something. Now you want to go elsewhere because you just want to look for a better situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he becomes an Oregon Duck, Dan Lanning, boy.
Natty.
I think there's a world where Moore stays.
If Dante Moore is looking at a potential first round pick,
top 3,
right? Like would it be like what the Jets? We were talking with Greg Olson, like Jets, Raiders would be there. What is it? Saints? Titans don't need a quarterback. Cardinals. It's gonna be hard if you're in Dante Moore's spot when you're looking at coming back for another year, looking at whatever NIL money that they have out there at Oregon versus like a guaranteed contract in that realm. If you're a top 5, top 10 pick, you're looking at what, 20 to 30 million guaranteed. And then ultimately the goal is getting that second contract in the NFL. If you're like
Right.
playing the long game as a player, it would be hard for Dante Moore to not declare for the NFL
No.
if that's what he's looking at and hearing from his agents and everybody else.
No doubt. I have no doubt he will be a first round top 10 probably NFL pick in this class with all the quarterbacks that are absolutely needed. But I think there needs to be something to be said about staying, running after a Heisman, legacy at Oregon. In this world, you're being compensated now. Like he can get $5 million to stay at Oregon. They have the funds to do it.
Pocket of money at Oregon.
Endless pocket of money. And if I'm Dante Moore and you're like, okay, if the end goal is to get that second contract and health stays on your side, all those things, you have another year to develop to where you can come in and be a guy in the NFL immediately. I'm looking at it as, how do I become the next Marcus Mariota at Oregon, where I go and I play for 15 years, I come back and I'm walking around, I'm being carried around and paraded around. Like there's a level of legacy that Dante Moore can be looking at if he comes back for another year. I'm not saying the money isn't fantastic. The security of making it to the NFL, holding up the jersey, bringing back a franchise from the depths of hell and being the guy, like that is beautiful and wonderful. But you can't go back to college. And if you have the chance to come back, do your thing, possibly win a Heisman, possibly win a national championship. Because if Dante Moore says, I am going to not go to the NFL, I'm going to stay at Oregon. Now Oregon is the biggest hotbed for every receiver, tight end, running back. I'm saying, oh, these guys are going after a national championship. I want to be a part of that. Now Oregon's done the recruiting for itself, and you get to be the guy that's like, we did this because of him. I think that speaks decades into your life. When you're in your 40s and you get to go back and be like, yo, you came back for us. And there's like, I came back from my senior season at Michigan. We ended up going 7-5. We sucked. We lost to Kansas State at the Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl in Tempe. But even when I go back now, fans of Michigan are like, thank you for coming back. Thank you for being a part of those who stay, the Jake Longs, the Steve Hutchinsons, those types of things where it's like, you have a sense of pride in like, yeah, like I could have gone maybe a little higher in the draft because the 2014 draft was way stronger than the 2013 draft. But like, you get to go back to your alma mater and people are like, you stuck it out with us. And that's something to be said about that.
This is his first year as a starter, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So people talk about how Bo Nix had a ton of snaps throughout college, which clearly has helped him be ready for the NFL. There's got to be a pro if you're Dante Moore to go back. To your point, you're more ready for the NFL. You have more snaps under your belt instead of just 1 year as a starter in college, and then you potentially have to go and save a shit franchise in the NFL. Like
Right.
We've seen that story too many times.
Many
Obviously,
times.
if he stays the following year, he's also going to be a high pick, goes to a bad team, but you at least have more experience under your belt than just 1 year starting in college.
And you're going to have so many weapons around you at Oregon. You're not going to have to worry about like a massive drop off. Like at the end of the day, like you can just toss
Obviously,
it
it
off the
depends
side.
on how
with
this
these guys.
year goes for them because
Yeah, they go win the Natty. It's like,
Right.
oh, buddy, okay,
we
understand.
He can check the box.
yeah, you've checked the box. But
Yeah, thinking long term, you hope that kids are like that, or that kids like that are thinking that long term about it. It just feels like the world we're continue to trend to is just more of a business decision, more of like the money driven stuff. But that would be, I mean, if he's thinking about it that way, he's,
But think about it,
wise
think
School
beyond
like
his
Oregon
years.
has enough money to make a 21-year-old feel like
For sure.
and
For
bro, to
sure.
be able to be a hero, of that school, to bring the first national championship
maybe
to that
in a
school, a
weird
second
way
Heisman.
NIL will bring that back. That like
Yeah.
legacy type thing.
Well, think about this kid as well. Like he transferred, where was it? UCLA, Cal. He was at a West Coast school. UCLA transfers, sits behind Bo Nix for a year and a half. Like he could have left multiple times, decided to stick it out and stay. Like Dante Moore, Dylan Gabriel, excuse me, Dylan Gabriel, and he's shown that he's willing to be patient and he's willing to develop and do all those things. And like, I don't know if you're going to find a better coaching staff in college football than landing in his boys to help you develop and get better to where you walk in the NFL and it's not like, hey, a lot of raw attributes here, but we'll see in a couple of years. Like he can walk in as a finished product where it's like, now you don't have the question marks going into your first year of the NFL. It's like, oh, this is a fucking dude immediately,
Yeah.
experience.
And it doesn't matter where you get drafted in the first round, like top 10, like I know the money's a little bit better, but look at Bo Nix. Like he's sitting number one of the AFC right now in his second year and he has a awesome team around him.
Yeah.
And that's all. That's what you're essentially looking for Bo Nix was what, the second or third quarterback taken in his draft?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man. I think it's really worth looking into if you're Dante Moore and it doesn't go your way. Like if you beat JMU, which you absolutely will, Texas Tech the next year, you lose to Texas Tech, it's like you should really think about staying and turning it into something special.
That classic jobs not done post.
Yeah.
So hard.
I need to see the confetti and him just there looking at it. That photo. Go back and win it, you know?
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah.
Heisman.
Unless Dylan Raiola goes there.
Yeah, I think the decision of Oregon would obviously be would hang on the balance if Dante Moore goes to the NFL or not.
What do you feel?
I mean, Dylan Raiola is a former 5-star quarterback, so we'll embrace him at Oregon. But I do have a real thing for Dylan Raiola. Imagine he goes to Texas Tech and kind of just completes that Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, you see that tweet where Mahomes tore his ACL. It's like Dylan Raiola realized he has to tear his ACL.
Would be crazy, though, if he goes to Texas Tech and basically becomes Patrick Mahomes for real.
Yeah.
They unretire 15 for him.
Yeah. I hope the best for the kid, but obviously the Nebraska bias in me, he's now an enemy.
He's now an enemy. Hope the best for him.
Gotta be.
But he's now an enemy. Let's give a round of applause for Fernando Mendoza. Oh, hold on. Let's not.
I was just going to say, if you could split just my personality up, that's what it is. I hope the best for him. I hope for a great future. But on the will he see Nebraska bias, he's now an enemy.
Yeah. Let's give a round of applause for Fernando Mendoza. Winning the Heisman Trophy. First Heisman Trophy winner in Indiana. First outright Big Ten championship since 1945. Beat Ohio State. Buddy, how do we feel about it?
First Cuban Heisman winner as well.
Wow.
He had an incredible speech, and I hated the fact that I was seeing the teleprompter and the reflection on the production side. Like, on the production team, you're going back in there afterwards like, fuck.
What are we doing there?
Yeah, what are we doing? Those optics, blah, blah, blah. But the way he talks about his mom, the way he talks about his success, just it seems like the human being Fernando Mendoza is, the leadership that he has and everything else, and the way he just loves football, loves the moment that he's in. I enjoy listening to the dude anytime he's got the microphone in front of his face.
No doubt about it, dude. He seems as polished as an individual as you can possibly have.
Yeah.
Awesome guy.
I saw a hilarious reply on Twitter, and it was under somebody's tweet, like, shouting out Fernando Mendoza in his speech, but they highlighted the part where he was like, I was in 4th grade and I was 4th place on the depth chart, and I just had to keep working. And this guy was like, man, he's like, I'm with this whole speech except this part. What are we doing with depth charts in 4th grade? We should be judged how we were judged as kids. How hot your mom is. And I was dying. I was like, man.
Yeah.
For Mendoza's mom, of course, she's a queen.
Yeah.
4th on the depth chart in 4th grade.
How about Diego Pavia taking not winning the Heisman, goes to a club in New York and has signs that says F Indiana.
Oh, buddy, that was
0 class. 0.
There's Jack McPherson.
That's a bad look. I mean, that's obviously
This is the whole
what he's been doing his entire year.
Won the Heisman because it's like the pursuit of excellence and integrity as what they look for in Heisman candidates. Yes, he had the stats there. 0 class, 0 integrity. They need role models and they want kids they're going to look up to. He's there flexing with his brothers walking in. Congratulations to Vanderbilt, 10-2 season, historic. They beat Tennessee and Neyland, and I'm proud of them. But he has 0 integrity. That's just what are you doing? Going to the club, fuck Indiana this, fuck, them.
Bro,
that.
when I saw him flashing the middle finger in the fuck Indiana sign, I was like, but dude, this is a terrible look, man. And when you saw Fernando, his name get announced, like I'm staring at Diego, like when Fernando Mendoza's name gets announced, and just to kind of see him, I'm like, he's so pissed right now. Like, bro, this is the moment. At the end of the day, Hayes in the barn, the name's going to get called, whatever the name gets called. And the moment it's not yours, you do have to have this, win with grace, lose with grace. It happened. I know you fought your ass off to get to that moment. You could have been, he was deserving of also getting his name called. But when that happens, man, you stand up, you smile, you congratulate the motherfucker. Yep. And it's like, that is what it is. Like, that's out of your, like that is out of your hands.
Right.
And for you to kind of go about it that way, I was like, man, this is a brutal look. This is a brutal look.
I'm not sitting here hate watching. Obviously I have been, but truly, how is there not somebody in his camp, in his corner, who's saying, hey, what you do is directly going to affect your draft stock, which is already not going to be great. And then he's sitting there, he's pouting, he's at the club, and it's like every NFL team is watching that going, you're a liability, you lose with grace, win with grace. There's nothing in his character that like shows that he's capable of being like a good leader. And it sucks. I feel like he killed his draft stock in a matter of hours.
Yeah.
He was already going to maybe be a fourth-string guy in an NFL team. I feel bad there's not someone in his camp being like, this is your future. Or else Diego Pavia, future podcaster, is now in your realm.
Damn. Coming at podcasters?
I mean, you guys at least played in the league for 10 years. He's going to play for 10 minutes.
It's like watching Johnny Manziel videos. As you're like just playing the thing, I'm like, this looks exactly like Manziel.
Right, and that's what Jack's getting at is all the scouts are going to see that and be like, oh, this is Johnny Manziel.
Because you're in a spot too to where all the antics that Diego Pavia has done this scene, like after the Heisman and everything else, kind of like, yeah, he's been kind of this person the entire time. But there's also an element if you're there and strategically talking about, hey, if your name doesn't get called, here's how you need to look to handle this. Because you can look at all the stuff he's done throughout the year and play into the entertainment side, the whole lore of Diego Pavia, the college, fun, highlights, lowlights, how he's went about it, how he's handled it. But if he would have handled that moment the correct way, you're able to, since he handled it so poorly, it validates everything that he's 100%. Done to make it seem like a low character, low integrity type of person with no class and everything else that everybody's saying. It's kind of like,
all the haters outside of the Vanderbilt camp who have been saying that, they're like, see, that's exactly why he didn't win the Heisman. Like personally, I mean, I was a guy saying like Diego Pavia should have won the Heisman. If I had a vote, it would have been Diego Pavia. But you lose, bro. You just got to lose and move on. Like you can't handle it like that because you're absolutely right. You've officially validated the haters because you can't lean on anything else. Like there's no doubt that he gets his locker room dialed in, his boys roll with him. Like listen to Cade talk about him. It's like these guys would fucking die for Diego. But an NFL franchise is going to look at that and be like, well, Diego might not have the opportunity to get his players to want to die for him now,
Yeah.
So we'll see.
You're just in a spot. You're in a spot where the whole entire world's watching.
Yeah.
And you're handling it that way. That's a very piss poor way of handling that entire thing.
It's tough, man.
He needs to lock himself in the room with his best friend, Eli Stowers. Everything you hear about Eli is like he's the greatest, most focused guy. He won tight end of the year. They're best friends. You're right, and Eli's not there. And it's like, but Diego has sang the praises of Eli for Diego's whole career. He credits Eli with so much of the good things that happened in his life. And I hate that. I wish Eli could have been there with him. And hopefully he can.
And the way he handled it too, to come back and write that apology, it's like everybody knows that's bullshit.
Everyone knows that was Chat GPT writing it. Look how many dashes are in that statement.
I hate when Chat GPT does that.
I mean, I already fed it through. It said it was 69% or 68% created by Chat GPT.
Well, like
AI.
the agency, whoever's with him is obviously encouraging him to write up this apology. I'm sure it's a mix of all things, but clearly that apology is not coming from Diego.
Yeah.
Tough, man. Tough.
Like if he had handled that with poise and grace, I feel like he would have turned a lot of haters, including myself, and being like, maybe he is rising to the occasion. Like maybe this is not his grand moment in life where he knows that there's potential for after college where he could actually be somewhere on a depth chart in the NFL. And I hate that me and the haters were right all along. I hate it.
It was one of those things, like I was rooting for him to win the Heisman. I thought it was it felt like a watered down kind of Heisman class to begin with. I thought it was going to be a toss up with him and Fernando. I didn't really care either way. I was kind of like rooting for Diego to get it in this moment. But then when all of that stuff happens and the domino effect from seeing Diego, when Fernando's name gets called and then seeing the optics in the club and everything else, I'm kind of sitting there thinking like, I'm kind of glad Fernando Mendoza won the Heisman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which sucks to say, but
last point on the Heisman, because all the stats were getting put out there of like Manziel having almost as many rush yards as Jeremiah Love, Joe Burrow's year when he throws 62 touchdowns, and then you compare all of these past Heisman Trophy winners to any of the candidates this year.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's a year out there where the Heisman committee says none of these guys deserve our vote. We're not having a Heisman. Because it is crazy to see the difference in the numbers. Like you look at Mendoza's numbers, and it's like, and even Pavia, it's like these are not Heisman seasons. and it kind of sucks. But
Did
at
you
least
see-
Mendoza is such a good guy that it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
happy for him.
Did you see when everybody was at like kind of their table and the media was running around and it was like Fernando Mendoza, Diego Pavia, Jeremiah Love, and there's crowds of people. And then there's Julian standing in the corner with one reporter. As a Michigan fan, you can't fucking do that, man. Like you're creating a monster.
Yeah.
Creating a monster. Because he's a good ball player.
He was there just so he didn't have to be fined.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough, man. It's tough. College football kind of sucks right now, you know?
Mesta Maker is going to be somebody to look out for next year. I feel like he's going to make a huge splash. That was the North Texas QB, yeah.
Let's get him in Husker red, man.
Depending where he goes, he's going to transfer somewhere big. But I don't know. He's a slinger.
Could be what's the Cincy quarterback?
Sorsby.
Could be Sorsby. Sorsby would be nice.
Open competition for QB1 for the Huskers, man. Who wants to get on this double-digit win season in 2026?
Dude, who wants to save Michigan? That's the question. Who wants to save Bryce? Do you want to save Michigan?
John Gruden, Bryce to Nebraska. Would you take Gruden in Michigan?
I would take Gruden. I don't know. Here's what I know about Gruden is big. Well, this is kind of a conversation I have with Will, like system guy. Like it's his system. And if the players don't fit into the system, like how well does it work? And then if Gruden does have success, his next step is the NFL. I'm looking for a guy. Like I would love if Gruden came in. I think it would make it so much fun to watch Michigan next year. But I'm thinking about what do the next 10 years look like for the Maize and Blue? And I just need that coach. I need that Matt Rule, that's going to be like, hey, I'm going to be here forever. I'm going to stay here. This is where I want to be.
Starts and ends with the Michigan.
Yeah, I need the next guy, Kenny Dillingham. I need you. Like I do. I would love for Kenny Dillingham to be the next head coach of Michigan.
On three also just reported that Texas Tech will not be a factor in Dylan Raiola's recruitment for his transfer. So there will be no Patrick Mahomes, Dylan Raiola, Texas Tech.
Well, that Howard kid, I forget his name, but their backup's good. Tech's backup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do we go from here, boys?
Probably way more down and then back up. I think this is going to be a rocky couple of months for Michigan.
Yeah.
It really just depends on. I think if you're able to get DeBoer or Kenny, which seems very far away right now to me, it's Monday or Tuesday next week. If not, I mean, I said this on ESPN, like we're really close to being Penn State, and I don't mean that in like Matt Campbell, from everything Josh Pates told us, he's an incredible coach. Penn State's in really good hands now, but it took Penn State so long to find a coach. They lose their entire recruiting class. A bunch of guys are now transferring out. Like, time is of the essence if you're going to find your guy immediately for the next 10 years.
Yeah, it's like if they're trying to find their coach over the next week, it seems like it's not going to be DeBoer. That's where a lot of signs would point toward it. Can they get Dillingham out of Arizona right now?
Like, you've really got to stress test how much Kenny really loves that job.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in the building, are you telling the players like, hey guys, like give us a week before you hit the portal?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm a player, I'm probably sitting there being like, I want to find out who the coach is, and then I'm immediately looking into like what their success has been, what kind of offense they run is the best thing for me.
How long do you wait for that?
I think if you get past January, dude, if you get into the new year, you're in big trouble. You're in big trouble, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see multiple transfers this week.
Yeah,
I mean, regardless of what happens, if like Biff is the guy or Kenny's the guy or DeBoer or whoever is the head coach of Michigan, whenever they announce that, I fully expect a shitload of turnover this year, which sucks, dude. Because regardless of how like we looked as a team this year, one of the youngest teams, we were the youngest team in the Big Ten, one of the youngest teams in all of college football. A lot of great pieces to truly be successful next year. A lot of great pieces. And so, to me, I'm sitting here this time last week being like, it's fucking insane to me. We didn't have a quarterbacks coach. And like the OC was also being the quarterback. It's like, dude, no, you need a quarterback coach. And so the OC can focus on the game plan and help develop this kid. And now it's like, I have no idea what's about to happen. Because it might be, I mean, there's the optimistic part of me that's like, dude, get the right guy in. Guys believe in it. They want to stay, be the hero. But then there's the realistic person to me that's like, that's not the world we live in anymore. Guys are going to run, sprint away from the situation. And it's like, that's college football right now. Do you blame them? It's like, I don't know.
Can Bryce Underwood be the guy for the Nebraska Cornhuskers?
Bryce Underwood.
I'm telling you, it's open right now.
The
Because
thing-
if I'm a player on Michigan, I'm out of there. I'm running.
Tomorrow night.
T's and P's, man. T's and P's of what's going on over there.
The thing that is hard about the transfer portal is that there is so many success stories now to back it up that it's now even more prevalent because there are a lot of times it pays off, and these players see that, and so I think we're just going to see more and more of it each year.
Yeah, a lot of issues in the college football landscape. It will be fun to talk college football playoffs this week on the Locker Room with Josh Pate.
Yeah.
Because we got some games this weekend.
Friday.
Yeah.
Game Friday.
There's 2 games taking place this weekend.
Yeah.
Tulane and JMU. See ya. You already know what's about to happen.
They might
You already
they might
know.
beat Michigan, bro.
No, they would not be Michigan.
All right, let's hit the Rose Spicy tier talk with best flirty text openers. Then we will dive into Dion Dawkins. We joined the show. Phenomenal interview, phenomenal energy. Buffalo Bills left tackle. But Rose Spicy tier talk, best flirty text openers.
All right. Rose Sparks is a 2-in-1 prescription treatment for guys who need a secret weapon against softness. Rose Sparks can give guys bigger, thicker, longer erections because they get fuller. After Rose Sparks dissolve, they work in 15 minutes on average. If prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off their first order of Sparks on a recurring plan. Connect with the provider at ro.co/bussin to find out if prescription Rose Sparks are right for you. That's ro.co/bussin for $15 off your first order. Listen. We both been married for a long time. Hit the time machine for a second. We're single young cats. You're about 22 years old. Twitter or on Tinder. It's a new thing. This is my tier 1 personally, and I've said it on this show before. I wasn't on Tinder for very long, but when I was, there was a big swipe right a bunch and to see what hits out there. Shotgun theory. You haven't matched up with somebody. My first text to them always was, "Give me your life story in emojis." And then they would give me their life story, and then I would write out what their life story was. I felt like that was a phenomenal icebreaker.
I love that.
You like that?
I love that.
That is
Some good
that
game
was my
right there.
icebreaker. That was my ice.
So
Thank you.
funny.
That was kind of my go-to.
That's great. You know, Matt,
Yeah.
will not be sending that out everywhere.
William?
Do you have a tier 2 and 3?
Nope. That was my tier 1. You can go
My
to tier
game
2.
ain't nothing like that. Mine would just simply be you shoot the eyes emoji. I might just say, how about this weather we got going on?
Eyes emoji with a smile emoji.
Yeah, then I don't know if I don't have those, it might just be, do you watch football?
All right. Do you watch football as our tier 2? There was somebody
There's
the
my
bus,
list right
dude.
there. There's my
Send it-
tier 1, 2, and
You
3.
got to send that corn gif on game day.
Have you seen that AI robot on Instagram where it's like it's like a transformer standing there and then they just got this missile and it ends up elevating up? It's like when my wife's wearing loose clothes around the house and her ass is jiggling and it's just this AI robot with a massive missile ascending in the air.
Hadn't seen it.
You guys haven't seen that one?
Yeah.
I'll have to share it on my stories.
I'll have to share it on my stories. There was one, I don't know who it was, but there was something like a sliding DMs with like the giraffe head that comes in, and then I'll see myself out, and then it's like another gift of them. Just a little something funny there.
In my previous life, because I have a girlfriend now.
Hey, round of applause for Jack.
But yeah, thank you.
Podcast official.
Something that you can do if you get the response back, but you DM, let's say you find a cute girl, you DM her and you go, "Hey, my friend has a crush on you." And then luckily you get the response back, "Oh, who is it?" You just copy and paste the link to your own Instagram, just send it right back in. And typically they're like, "Damn," they're like, "All right, well, can I meet him?" You're like, "Nah, not today."
I see you, Jack.
Hey, that is incredible. So those are tier 3. There's tier 1, 2, and 3. Spicy Road tier time. Done.
Done, baby.
Done.
Boom.
Couple things, a couple housekeeping items before we get into Dion Dawkins. Jarod Beeman, one night only in Nashville, Tennessee, January 6th. What is it? 7 p.m. Clump?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. You can go to zanies.nashville.com to get tickets. to watch Jarod Beeman. He lost a bet. He's got to do his entire stand-up routine, a full 20 minutes. There will be other comedians of the Nashville area in there. I've texted some big-time comedians. They're busy. So we're going to make it a fun night for all of us. I'll jump up there. We'll MC the thing. We'll have fun with it. But Jarod Beeman's got to do 20 minutes at Zanies. I think we'll all enjoy that on January 6th. And you can go to bwtb.com to find tickets as well. Is that correct?
No, it's just on.
Okay, fuck that. You can't do that. You can go to zanies.nashville.com, January 6th. Jarod Beeman, one night only. Be a fun time, boys.
Tickets are going to charity.
All tickets, we're not making any money on this.
Yeah.
This is all going to charity immediately. Feel good?
Feel great.
All right, let's get into this episode with Dion Dawkins. Please subscribe. Rate 5 stars, big hugs, tiny kisses. We're going to have this episode to bring you True Classic. Listen, the Pima t-shirts, they have a little curve on the side. They grab the chest, they grab the shoulders. It makes you feel nice in the middle, especially during the holiday season. I'm rocking the pants right now. I'm telling you, boys, it's all time. Listen, if you want to get frisky, you want to move around in these pants, you can absolutely do that. You can find True Classic at Amazon and Costco, Sam's Club, Target, nationwide, or online at trueclassic.com/bussin. Look good, feel good, play good. This interview is brought to you by the one, the only Bud Light. Bud Light is always brewed with 4 simple ingredients for a clean, crisp taste. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL, the NFL Draft, Tight End University, the UFC, and Shane Gillis's 2025 tour. Bud Light partners include Peyton Manning, George Kittle, Baker Mayfield, Emmitt Smith, Shane Gillis, Post Malone, and Dustin Poirier. Stock up on Bud Light now. Head to www.budlight.com/locator to find a store near you. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Let's enjoy this episode with Dion Dawkins.
Yo, that's crazy because like that's so normal. I call everybody slut, right? Because like everything is Shnow, so I add a sh to everything. And Josh is scally, but he's the biggest slut of them all, because he's just and they're like, and they be like, why, Dion? Like, why? And I'd be like, bro, realistically, right? Who wants a bunch of good guys on a football field? We're a bunch of sluts, a bunch of fucking dickheads, right? Like, we're a bunch of assholes, right? You're a fucking slutty.
And Josh is the biggest slutty of them all, dude.
I'll be slutty of them all.
I'll be saying that for a while now. Everybody around the shop, just slutty.
I was
slutty.
going to give you a big intro. We're rolling, baby. And listen, I love the idea of you just calling people slutties everywhere. Let's get into the origin story of Shnow. Because I remember this. Let me just give you a little backstory. The world, whoever's listening, a little backstory. It's 2000. Your rookie was 2017.
Yes, sir.
So 2018, I go to Arizona to train a little bit with my boy Richie Incognito. He's like, hey, I'm going to bring this cat with me. His name is Dion Dawkins. I'm like, all right, don't know a whole lot about this dude. Pulls up, mammoth. I'm staring at his calves like I'm Johnny Drama and Entourage. Like, hey, how'd you get them? How the fuck do you handle them boys?
Dog's got some calves.
Dog's got some. I'm telling you right now, if there's a hurricane, hold on to him. You'll be fine. He's the sturdiest man in the entire
that's
league.
Crazy.
And I see this kid. I'm like, yo, this dude's built well. He runs well, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden now we see I'm washed, Richie's washed, but this man's in the prime of his life. He's absolutely killing it for the MVP. So grinder, the whole thing. But you weren't Shnowing then. There was no Shnow during our Exos time, or at least you didn't say it. You were a little more like calm. When did Shnow become a thing?
Yeah, I was Shnow was always a thing, but I was more so sheltering it. I was sheltering Shnow. Because I was young. Like I didn't just want to come in there and just start slapping slutties in the face with Shnow. Like, yo, like what's this guy doing, right? So, but Shnow started. Like I'm from Jersey, and we go through all 4 seasons, and I used to shovel snow as a form of money starting in middle school. So I would wake up early, I would knock on doors, and I would see if people wanted their driveway and their walkway shoveled. And that was only when school was canceled. If school was canceled, then I knew that we had a lot of snow coming. And I just made my business mind. Like, I'm like, bro, I'm the snowman, right? What is outside during snow days? People go outside and they build the snowman. So I just became the snowman. So then before the NFL started taking it away, I was wiping my nose like this from yay high, and I wiped my nose because it was snot. So it was, you already Shnow. I'm wiping the snot off of my face because I was outside. So you already Shnow with your boy up, and I would get, knock on doors, $20, $40, driveway, walkway, and even if the people felt safe enough, I would ask them if they wanted their car started because they had to go to work. And if they got their car started, that was a super bonus because they were super thankful. And that's when the big tips came. They were like, "Oh my God, kid, you're the best. Here, take an extra 20. Go and get yourself a Dunkin' Donuts coffee. You're great." And that was great. And that was me.
So basically the business of Dion Dawkins was being the Shnowman.
Was the Snowman.
Hey,
that was the foundation.
How old were you when you were doing this? When you started doing this?
It definitely started in like sixth grade.
So you were in a cat where snow days happening. You're hanging out with the boys and everything else. You're thinking business savvy. Like, let me start getting in this entrepreneur game early,
bro. Because you think about it, right? All of my friends, it was Call of Duty time, right? Like it was back then. It was like way back in the day, like where you had to really buy Xbox Live monthly passes, right? And everybody was like, "All right, bet we don't have to wake up at 7 a.m. Let's sleep till 11. Let's sleep till 12, and then let's get on the game all day." So I'm like, bro, I could go make some money and then come home, and you guys are still on the game, and I'll just catch up when you guys are in the mix of it. So I came back home with a pocket full of cash and was still whooping dudes on Call of Duty and doing me. So it was just a win-win.
So you getting yourself a little 2-for-1 special. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, when is this? How is this mentality taking place? Because a young cat like that, and then you get around the older heads, and they kind of learn about what you're doing. The introduction of Dion Dawkins is like, hey, this kid, he's wise beyond his years.
Right.
Thinking about this stuff that early. What cultivated this mindset for you?
Came out of Temple University too. Like so you get jacked. People are like, we'll see. We really don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just, bro. It was just knowing that you need something else, bro. Like you just need something else. You're always going to need something else. Football was and is life, but I've always thought of like, what's next? Like you just can't just be a football player. You need to be able to brand yourself and do something that keeps you different, keeps that golden star just overly just shining. So if somebody's looking in a dark room, something is just shining just a little bit where they turn and butt their head like, "Oh snap, there's the Snowman." Cool. Do we want him? Like, and that's a vibe. Like I was just like, bruh, like dudes like it, like in the league. And when I was younger, like it was just like, bro, I wanted it so bad. I wanted to be a player. I wanted to be one of the guys. And I think what started it, bro, it was just like, and I always tell dudes like, nobody dreamed of being a professional blocker, bro. Don't nobody want to block people for a living, dog.
Bro, you are so right. When you pop up the Pop Warner, the big kids are like, I'm playing tight end, I'm playing quarterback. You're like, no, motherfucker, you are blocking. I'm so sorry.
That joint is whack. Don't nobody just want to block for a living. Like, bro, nobody says, "Oh my gosh, I want to get to the NFL because I want to block Myles Garrett one-on-one." Nobody says that. All right, that is not a real thing. So I was just like, bro, I wanted to catch balls and touchdowns and celebrate and tackle the quarterback. So I was like, all right, cool. So it was like, what can I do more? So my fun comes from a lot of things,
Yeah. So hey, that's first off, that's a great mindset to have, because if you only have one source of income, you're one mistake away from being in poverty. So I love the fact that you wake up in the morning doing your entire thing. We do the first year, we train with Incognito. We're going to get into Incognito a little bit because that was our boy.
It's still my dog for sure.
Your second year, like let's break down what the Buffalo Bills were like when you got into the league. So from my vantage point, I get in the league in 2014. Quickly, you start to understand there are franchises that people go to for their careers to die. You hear about these like older savvy veterans. They're headed to Cleveland, they're headed to Buffalo, they head to Cincy, hell, even the Titans sometimes. Like these guys head here and it's like, this is where we give our last hurrah. But the Buffalo Bills are like kind of an afterthought. You got Kyle Williams, who's kind of a nasty little guy. And other than that, it's like, we'll handle. Buffalo will probably fall off at some point during the season. Now you guys are seen as contenders, but you came in during like the Buffalo, everybody hating on Buffalo, people who weren't involved with Buffalo being like, it's really nothing to what it is now. So talk about the growth of that franchise. Obviously, starting, like, you don't have to start with, but Josh Allen being a massive part of that.
Yeah, so I would start with, so I'll give you the whole thing. When I got there, I was McDermott's first draft class, right? It was me, Matt Milano, Tre'Davious White. Right, so
help the draft class.
We even had Zay Jones. Like it was us, and that was the core, right? Like so that's what Coach built the foundation off of. He was like, these are our guys. And then we got there and it was just Richie and E Wood and Kyle Williams and we had Tyrod Taylor and we had bro, like we even had what's the guy that it was like Ohio State older quarterback. He was like a superstar in college. I don't know, like Cordell, like maybe like somebody. And I walked
Cordell
in the
Jones?
locker room
Cordell
and I'm
Jones?
just like, bro,
Yeah,
there's
Cordell Jones.
this like this team is stacked. Even like our D line, like we had like just dudes, bro. Jerry Hughes and I forget the guy's name from Alabama, but like so many guys, and it was just like we are a loaded roster with names, but these guys are not winning games. And then the first year we made the playoffs and we lost to Jacksonville, and then the following year we drafted Josh Allen. And then we drafted Josh Allen, and then that's when we had Josh Allen and Tremaine Edmonds, and we had all these guys, and it was just like, wow, now it's like this thing is really going. And then after that first year with Josh Allen and Nate Peterman and all of those guys, it was just like an elevator, bro, and it just kept going up and up and up and up and up. And then the guys just built and became kind of superstars, and then we had Josh Allen, and the rest is history.
Mm.
Yeah, dude.
I absolutely love that. It's probably the coffee jumping up back there, dude.
Hey, somebody's out here at the somebody's out here at the door.
Grabbing a little. I had 10 coffees on my way in here today.
Hey, Dion, what year did you get drafted? What year did you come in?
2017.
2017. And Matt Milano, that dude is a stud. I love me some
Yeah.
Matt Milano. That's the olive oil. He's the one that he's the ingredient that gets the dish going.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But you also
Matt,
brought up
boy.
fucking Eric Wood.
Yeah,
Who's a
he
guy
would.
he's still in like the Buffalo franchise. He's still working on.
Right.
Obviously had a neck injury that ended his entire career. But who like Incognito, Wood, like who were the guys besides coaches that were like, these guys taught me to be pros? Am I saying the two dudes?
Taught me how to be pros. LaShawn McCoy.
Interesting. name.
Shady
So I had
McCoy.
LaShawn McCoy.
He's out there making. He
So-
makes waves in the media game now.
Facts.
He is funny to listen to.
And he found his niche because
Yeah.
even in the locker room, he would always hold court. He would always hold court over basketball game and this and the Warriors not winning and the Lakers suck and
Yeah.
Cleveland is this. Like he was one of those guys. And yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, bro. It was
he was
it-
one of
it's-
those. He was one of
it
those
was-
guys, man.
bro, it's just like my two big homies is what I call like my three. My big homies, Eric Wood, Richie Incognito, and LaShawn McCoy. Those were my guys. Yo, and the crazy thing too, a lot of people forget about this dude, Kelvin Benjamin, KB. Kelvin Benjamin was one of my guys too. And he actually taught me how to be a pro. And it's very weird how, his story kind of turned out, but all other good that came from it, I learned a lot of stuff from KB. I would hang out with KB a lot and just learning like you just got to just be a guy, bro. Just be a guy.
Yeah.
And
What are these guys when you talk about learning to be a pro, like coming from Temple and everything else? Like when you say these are guys that kind of taught me how to be a professional in the NFL, like what are those things you think about that you feel like they taught you? Like when people are out there listening, like, man, I wonder what he's meaning by they taught me how to be a pro. Like what's different from going the college game to
Yeah.
the NFL?
well, I would say I'll start with Richie. Learning how to be a pro is not just playing the game, right? Off season was huge. It was the first time that I was free from college, first time I was free from a schedule, first time I was free off into the world. And Richie grabbed me and said, bro, you're coming to Arizona. We're going to work out. I'm going to show you what to do. I'm going to show you what a schedule looks like in the off season. I'm going to show you what I've been doing. And I was like, all right. One, I was excited. I was like, yo, cool. And then I'm in Arizona. I'm a rookie. I'm young. I'm like, bro, I'm going. Like Arizona's lit. There's mad girls. There's all type of stuff. I'm like, I'm going. Right? I'm going. And I get to Arizona, get to Richie's crib, first day. We eat, and he's like, all right, we're leaving at like 7:00 in the morning or something. It was super early. And Richie was up before me, and I'm usually on time when it's older guys. Like I'm like, bro, I want to show the older guys I'm a young guy, I'm on time, I'm a pro, da da da, da. And I'm up maybe 6 o'clock, 6:10, right? Richie is in the kitchen already making his oatmeal and doing his thing. And I'm like, bro, this dude is up in the kitchen, big as hell, no shirt on, making
Big as hell.
making oatmeal. And I'm like, all right, so I would say that was step one of showing me how to be a pro, being on time, what to eat in the morning and how to train and where to train. Because you could train, but training, I think where you train at is huge. Like some guys go places just for pictures and just to be cool. And like we were grinding, right? Like dudes were in there grinding, and then you get to meet guys, right? Like I got to meet Taylor, and I was like, bro, this is insane. Like the world knows. I was like, bro, this is insane. I went from college at Temple to first year in the NFL, now to being with Richie and Taylor training in Arizona with the dogs. And then you learn how to go through the progression of an off season, right? Like you don't want to overly grind your gears out, but you can still and work hard. You can still have fun and you can still enjoy your off season, right? And it's not just train, 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 train. It's train, train, relax, recover, train, relax, recover, train, relax, recover, train, 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 relax, train, training camp. You know, and that's kind of how that went. But then in the building, you know, Richie and Shady taught me like how to get in a hot tub, how to get in a cold tub, how to do maintenance stuff like ISO holds and if your knees ever hurt, just do this and you need to get the green band, you have to stretch. You like find yourself one of the guys in the training room that you can bond with that can trust you and you can trust him that you guys can enjoy and build a process together. And I found Will. Will in Greenberg is one of my best friends, and I take Will to the Pro Bowl every year, and I'm blessed to be a Pro Bowler. I take Will and his family every year because I'm thankful for what Will does for me during the season. He keeps me being a pro, right? Like I might gain an extra like 10 pounds, and he's like, all right, Dion, look, we need to do this, boom, and now it's off, right? So, um, little things and like that. And then notes, right? Like even notes, right? Like I was never a overly note taker. Like I'm not about to sit there and write all the stuff down that can confuse me. I don't like to be confused in a game. I like to keep it very simple, bro. I like to keep it very, very simple. We have a run left, we have a run right. Cool. If we have a run left, I probably only have two people or three people, right? Boom, boom. In my triangle, I got my DN, the linebacker, and the corner, right? That's all I'm looking at. Not like none of that stuff. So I don't trick myself. He's taught me, all right, Deanna, if this is how you learn like this. All right, but you have to take at least this much notes down. This is what works. This is what doesn't work. And then you have to also do enough so the coaches see that you're working and that you're not just like oh, I got it. And you know, I'm that guy, right? So
Right.
he taught me like how to be at that line, but just a little bit above and sometimes just a little bit lower where you can kind of float and, you know, fly at a nice pace.
So you learn from all these guys how to become a veteran. Now you're in a position where guys are walking in, these rookies, especially the offensive linemen, they walk in the building like, holy shit, there's Dion Dawkins. Like that's always a crazy transition from going to the guy looking up to people to now people are looking up at you. And then this year you have a wide receiver who gets drafted in the first round last year. He has a couple of games where he's an HS, he's a healthy scratch, and you are in after a game, Sam. I don't know specifically what you said, but essentially your message was time to grow up, time to mature. And you said it in a very like professional way, which I hope he wasn't had his feelings hurt, but like you're essentially keeping him accountable publicly, which is awesome because I'm sure you're doing that internally as well. But what is it like for you to now go from a mentee to a mentor, being on the same team for as long as you have?
Yeah, that is the biggest challenge because with the process of being like the OG, you kind of know what you don't have to do and know what you have to do. Like you can float and be in like a nice, comfortable area, right? Like you don't want to show them too much. You want them to be still on that overall process of boom, 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 right? Where now, for example, I'm just on like a boom, boom, boom. I know that this works for me. This is all Dion needs. I figured out my process where a young guy could come in and be like, well, Dion just does this, this, and this. I want to try just this, and this. When realistically, they should try everything to really figure out whether or not everything is good enough for what they're doing. But yeah, like for a guy like Keon, man, like you just got to just keep him motivated, keep him Keon, and just let him understand that, like this league it's vicious, bro. Like it's vicious. Like we didn't seen some of the best players get spit out of this league. Like you have to be able to come in and perform and produce and to show your worth, right? Like it's a business. Like you have billionaires that have I would say hobbies, almost like me with my car stuff, right? Like if I was a car collector and I was collecting cars, I want all the best cars. And then when I want to drive my car, I want my car to be able to drive the way that it's supposed to be driving. I don't want to buy a car and the car looks great and then not be able to drive the car when I want to drive the car. Or sometimes the car will be a 6-second car, and then some days, and the car is a 10-second car. It's just like, nah, that's not realistic. We want everything to be inconsistent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that it gets tough, bro. It honestly does and get tough because everybody's watching, and whenever and everyone is watching, like that means you have to consistently be at your best because everybody is learning from you. Like, practice every day. I don't want the guys to see me not practicing, right? Like I want the young guys to see me practice. Dion is one of those guys that will practice. He doesn't miss games. He will do every rep. He doesn't want nobody to take his reps. Why is Dion in the league for so long? It's because Dion is doing this boom, 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 year in and year out. But trying to be yourself with not overly showing the cheat codes of the system is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you over here. Well, I got my boom, 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 boom. Yeah. And some guys just want to boom, boom. But I'm saying if you boom, 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 you got to boom enough to boom, and then we rip over the boom.
When he was booming, bro,
I'm
Boom,
thinking
boom,
myself,
boom, boom.
he's like, I might boom, 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 but he
No,
wants to boom, boom.
Y'all, look, don't forget, y'all done had 8 cups of coffee. I am on 0.
Yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, like, there's somebody out there that's like, fuck yeah, he's really spitting right now. And there's other cats out there. I guarantee you there's a high school kid right now with a notebook and a pen out being like, Dion about to put me on game. And he's got 15 booms written all over paper being like, I think I got it.
Like he gave me enough, but do I know the cheat code? Oh no,
Real.
he don't want to give out the full spectrum.
Right. So now, he's puppy guarding the way to be successful in the NFL.
Gatekeep it a little bit.
Dude, that is so fucking funny.
The learning curve when you're going into a level and a status of leadership, how was it for you, like finding that voice? Because again, it very, to me, feels like you also enjoy some class clownery, like the Schlutz, the Shnowman, you seem like a great energy to be around on a daily basis. To especially as a young cat, you're like one of them, like the nucleus of something where you can mess around with Dion. He works, but he makes it fun. All these things to where now you fast forward, now you have all these years in the league, all these Pro Bowls, to where now the staff, there's more of an expectation for you to be a leader. Like, hey, bro, you see something, say something. What was it like for you to, I guess, find that voice or go through that learning curve of leadership, knowing you have a little bit more pressure? Like, hey, maybe you don't want to speak up in this moment, but you feel like, hey, this is a moment I do need to step up and say something because I know I swing a big stick with everybody.
Yeah, well, that's a great question. Like, I think first, you have to be good, bro. You have to be good, right? Like, ain't nobody gonna respect what you're talking about if you're not performing on the football field, right? You have to be good to really speak and lead a room, right? Like, you can't have somebody who's not and making plays like go in there and be like, yo, we gotta da 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 da. Like, you need to no, like it just doesn't work. But I think, like you just have to just go with who you are. Just let your your personality fly and be yourself. Like, don't be fake. Just be yourself. Speak the truth, and the guys that are gonna gravitate towards you will go and gravitate, and the guys that won't. You know, but usually over the course of the NFL. You know, good players wind up having a voice, and people follow and good players. And I'm blessed that I'm a good enough player that people listen to.
Yeah.
And you know, on our team, this is Josh's team. Like this is Josh's team, and I'm a assistant to my quarterback. I assist everything that he's doing. I'm his protector. I assist. I'm there to help him. I'm there to help his journey. I'm there to help him be great. So I'm just trying to just do everything that I can so people will continue to listen and Josh could continue to perform at the best he's able to perform.
When you're playing in games, and a lot of criticism, like we've been able to do ESPN this year, and in that, like obviously the Buffalo Bills are a big topic of conversation, and you got guys like Dan Orlovsky and a lot of guys who are really good in being critical watching film, and they look at your wide receiver room and they're like, hey, these guys, they're not getting a lot of separation. Josh Allen has to hold the ball for a long time. Now, as an offensive lineman, and I understand, I personally understand the frustration that you could deal with probably internally, but let's look back at that Houston Texans game, right? Yeah, Will Anderson, you got Daniel Hunter, and those motherfuckers go, bro. They just go. And there's a couple times there, I see you, I see a couple dudes, I see Brown, and it's like every human being, whether you like it or not, you have like an internal clock of like, okay, the ball should be out by now. And then they just keep fucking going. So now, like, you know, you got Chris Collinsworth on there, but the offensive line's really getting destroyed by that. And it's like, bro,
it's not that.
Josh is holding the ball for 5-6 seconds.
I'm so glad that you asked this because, bro, when it comes down to it, the world wants to see everybody just lock down everybody. Like
everybody.
People think that blocking is 1, 2, 3, grab. I lifted more weights this week. I should be able to make you not move. Bro, it don't work like that.
Especially against those damn aliens.
Bro, that's right. That's not right. And I call them aliens too. Now, those guys play really well football together, right? Everybody's job helps everyone's job. If the receivers are killing guys in the secondary, the ball should get out, right? If Josh is holding the football, the ball is going to be in the pocket. Our job is going to get harder. If the receivers are not getting open, Josh is holding the football. Our job is getting harder. Nobody is saying that it's the receiver's fault. I'm saying that in that game, there was a lot going on. As a lineman, that internal clock is definitely there, bro. I don't care what nobody say. You're sitting there and you're blocking and you're like, all right, you know, realistically, a play is what? 4 seconds?
No, dude.
Like
realistically, a play is like 3 seconds, maybe even
to where the ball gets
like
out.
When quarterbacks get at the ball fast, like 2.4, 2.7.
Bruh, that's not that. We were holding guys for 6 seconds, and it's just like, that's cool. That's what our game was. Cool. The mindset is block forever, do this. You need to be blocking forever. You're a lineman, block forever. Block these guys forever, brother. You know, forever. You get paid $60 million to block. Ugh. Like, bro, I hate it. Like, I'll be like, bro, you guys are not realistic. I'm human. You guys are not human because you're behind the screen not knowing what it's like. And there's one play specific, right? I'm blocking Will Anderson, and I'm blocking him, right? And the world goes crazy. Dion's holding calls. False start. This guy is always, bro. Leave me alone, right? So now look, now it's like, do I hold this guy or do I play football the right way when it's taught to say when the guy is out of your body frame to let him go? So I'm blocking the guy. He's here. I could grab him and throw him back across, but it's not realistic. Like, that's a holding call. The referee is standing right there waiting to throw his flag. He's pump faking the flag. He's ready. Dion, I'm going to throw it. And I'm like, bro, you're not throwing it. So, you know, that's just what it is. But those two guys, even the interior guys, like, they played well. I tip my hat to the Houston and Texans. They challenged us more than any defensive line we have seen in a while. The previous year, I think we gave up maybe 2 sacks. The year before that, maybe it was like 0 or like it was like crazy. Like, we were the least. We got Josh hit the least in like the last 3 years.
Mm.
And it was just like, now we play a group that is juiced up. They're on the climb. They're doing good. They were balling in that point of the season, which they might still be. So I tip my hat to them, bro.
Bro,
Like,
yeah,
I'm
but
not human.
there's a piece of you there that's like, I mean, got to be in the third quarter that like gets to the sideline, and you might not say it verbally, but like in your mind, you're like, these motherfuckers have got to get open faster. Like, can we get a hot route? And I know you don't got to even respond to that.
Can we get a hot
Can we
route?
get a hot? You don't even respond to that because that's only going to be Bills Mafia. People be like, Dion Dawkins is not appreciative. But I'm telling you, bro, I
Right.
know where your brain's at in that situation, and it is fucking
Right.
brutal. I hate
Right.
it. And now, hey, congratulations. You played the Houston Texans a couple weeks ago. Well, there's a guy you got to play against that has 21 and a half sacks.
Oh, Myles Garrett?
Yes.
Yeah, we all know that guy. Yeah, I can't wait. No. It's amazing, bro. Truly, right? Like I'm a competitor, right? Like I push to be the best. I want to be one of the greats. You know, like we got that protector of the year award thing passed. Games like this show it, bro. Like who you are, what type of player you are. I understand Myles, and look, he's a war daddy, man. You know, and
True
that's
war
just
daddy.
what it is, right? Like sometimes you gotta play the Grim Reaper, dog, and the world sees it. There ain't no hiding behind it. I just know that no man could get that job done. No. I'm just playing, bro. It's a beautiful competition. We have schemes. We have a plan in play, and hopefully the plan is executed at its highest ability because Myles is coming for that sack title, and I'm here to stop it. And Myles knows, bro.
The
Love you, brother.
Snowman.
See you on the other
The
side.
Snowman.
See you on the other side, man.
And Miles knows, bro. Right, Miles?
No.
Dude, hey. Because he is, like, if he's at 21. The record's 22, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
22 and a half?
It's something and a half.
That is sickening. Because if
No.
he would have just have 22 and a half right now, it'd be like, oh, he's got the record, but he's trying to get the
coming.
record against you. There's an unfortunate circumstance that 60 minutes in a game this weekend, the most likely scenario, because there are 63 plus snaps, there could become a time where he could get the sack record on Josh Allen. And that sucks, bro.
This is making my stomach hurt.
I
talking
know,
about this, bro.
dude. And I hate doing this to you because I know the feeling you have. Because I remember,
Oh man,
You got
this
hey,
is the
they
worst.
show the clip now. Like again, I don't
They will
want
show
to
it
put this
forever,
pressure on
bro.
you. They show this clip
no,
with
facts.
Strahan getting Favre. They show the clip over and over and over, and
my
you don't
God.
want to be the guy where this is the play that the record got broken.
right? Can't be.
Can't be.
You got to go up to your head coach this week and be like, bro, I don't give a shit if we have to slide to him and chip him every time. He cannot get it. Let's lose the game. Let's just make sure he has no stats.
We ain't losing the game.
Oh, you're right. Oh, that was too far. I apologize.
Dion's going to stand up in front of the team and be like, hey, we got to jump on these boys. We got to get out ahead of them early because we're going to run the rock the entire second half. Everybody just starts kind of laughing.
Dion doesn't say a whole lot. I don't know why he's up here. We have to run the rock
All right.
Everybody out there calling us pussies.
because we can't run it. Who cares if we're the number one rush offense? I don't give a shit if we don't throw the ball the entire game.
We're going to prove a point this weekend.
Yeah.
Go
So
the
anyway,
other
bro,
way.
I hope you're having fun
the
on Bussin'
other
With The
way.
Boys right now.
Go the other way.
Yeah, go the other way. Slide, chip, cut them, use a sifter. Like we know all the tricks. Like we got to do it. And
Yo, people really don't understand.
they don't.
Yo,
And they-
people
and they-
will never truly understand.
They,
And
bro, keep going.
my example of this, fellas, is like, I'm not calling myself Kobe or Michael Jordan. I'm just using two notable names, okay? D-line and O-line. It's like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan playing against each other. And you can pick whatever one has the ball, okay? Let's say Kobe in this sense, right? Because Myles' favorite athlete of all time, I believe, is Kobe, right? So Kobe against Michael Jordan. Kobe has the ball. Michael Jordan just has to play defense the entire time. Who is going to score the most points? the person with the ball.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Michael Jordan just having to play defense the entire time and protecting the rim like this? That's what an O lineman is, right? We are on the, hey, don't score.
Yeah.
While those guys are, let me show you my best move. I can spin in circles, like, bruh, it's tough. And this is what people don't understand is it's hard to be a lineman. I have a lot of pride in being an offensive lineman, but just know that what the world wants to see in certain things is impossible. Like, it's impossible with certain things, and it is and what it is,
Yeah, it's like
good on good.
It's like
but-
the unfortunate reality to where it's like the O linemen, they're not even close to the sexiest position. Anything. It's just, we gave up 8 sacks, or the offensive line gave up 8 sacks. Like, our offensive line is brutal. They don't care.
Right.
They don't care to seek to understand. Like, maybe sometimes, like when you're watching the game and you're dialed in on like, let's see, like them Bills Mafia sickos that are big fans of you guys and everything else, and they have that little more empathy, like as they're watching the game, because it's like, man, it would suck to block Will Anderson, Myles Garrett, yada yada yada. But for the most part, people don't care to understand, because it's the element of entertainment, stats, analytics, all these things to talk about. So when you're in the middle of that game against the Houston Texans and them sacks are piling up, it's almost like if you're an offensive lineman, you're like, shit, the world is about to just rip us to shreds, because they have no clue everything that goes into all of this.
And also, bro, like the stat board and all this crazy stuff, like I wish that like you could hone in and look at this stuff, but like the stats don't really show what's going on in a game.
Mhm.
Like I wish that there could be a clip for every stat, right? Every stat should have a clip besides like running and stuff like that, because that's like impossible. But stuff like how many sacks does this guy have? How many right sacks, and how many
Sacks,
times
pressures,
right,
yeah, sacks, pressures, TFLs, missed
all this
blocks.
stuff. See that, because realistically, the stat sheet will say, "Oh, that offensive line got sacked 10 times, but maybe 4 of those the quarterback ran out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage, so that's titled a sack." Maybe it was a mush sack where it was a coverage sack, or all this stuff, and sometimes the closest guy gets pinned with the sack. That's just how it goes. And then people will say, "Oh, the stat sheet said blah 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 blah. I didn't even like watch the game, so that guy sucks." But realistically, that's not what it is. It's not true. But I wish people would see that more often, and that should be a thing. There should be a way people could click on every stat and be like, "Did he lose a one-on-one? Did he really lose a one-on-one rep?"
Yeah.
Because we have like one-on-ones in practice. Those are reps that you can count, where you're one-on-one and somebody beat you, and all right, but you lost. That's a one-on-one rep. But not like no covered sack, or it was a mush sack and you were supposed to slide this way and they didn't pick this up and you ran out and the guy just like, no, bro. Like,
Yeah, it's way too
Not
much of like a
realistic.
blanketed, vague, like sack or no sack.
for sure.
I love what you're saying though. As an ex-offensive lineman, it's like, yes, dude. It would be nice, like if it says, okay, like we played, was it 2018 when we gave up 11 sacks to the Ravens?
Against the Ravens.
We played the Ravens and it was like 11 sacks. And like me being like the face of that offensive line at the time, I'm obviously catching a bunch of heat for it. And I went and watched back the film and like, yeah, there's a couple times where guys would get beat one-on-one, like you're kind of saying. But a lot of those sacks I look at and you're like, oh, you can't say this publicly. You can't go like in a press conference after and be like, you guys don't understand. Like the guys weren't getting open and Marcus was holding the ball and then all of a sudden Marcus ran out of bounds. Like it sucks because it's just one stat. It's like, 11 sacks. And it's like, holy shit, this offensive line got murdered all day. And it's like, yeah, there's some truth to that. But at the same time, like when a guy is, looking, he's outside the pocket and he's running and he just steps out of bounds 1 inch behind the line of scrimmage, like that's a sack. It's like, can we just call that a TFL? Or can we put a little sack with an asterisk next to it? Something.
Call it something else.
Yes.
Call it something else, man.
But
calling it a sack is not what it is. Because that hearing that, it like drives offensive linemen crazy, because that's like one of our biggest things. Like, oh yeah, bro, like you had a tough day. Yeah, you gave up 3 sacks, 4 sacks.
It's like it's a money
But
thing.
realistically-
It's a team thing. It sucks because like
Yeah, it's
the sack thing, people don't realize how important the sack or no sack thing is in the world, especially when you're going through contract negotiations. How many sacks did he give up? Oh, it says he gave up 5
100%.
sacks this season. Okay. Well, what do those 5 sacks look like? Am I blocking for 6 seconds and there's a sack? It is.
100%.
And there's people that are watching this right now being like, yo, who really gives a shit? And it's like,
I'm sitting here like
we do.
I'm sitting here listening to the offensive lineman. I'm like, damn, they really they're venting right now.
Yo, yeah.
We are
you guys are venting. Like, people don't understand.
Brain,
like, I feel like I'm sitting here as like a therapist, just listening to you guys go back and forth.
So how does that make you feel when you hear the word sack? Like a little PTSD, dude. It
like makes you start
sucks.
twitching like this. Sack. That's how sack.
Yeah.
I remember that one. I was Houston game. Oh yeah, I remember that one. That was rookie year.
And you remember every single sack too, every single one. And it's
quick break from the episode to shout out our sponsors, Liquid IV. This show is sponsored by Liquid IV. From the relaxed vibe of summer to dialing in your fall routine takes focus and stamina. Push harder and recover faster with Liquid IV's new energy multiplier that's sugar-free hydrating energy. It's hydrating energy made with electrolytes, vitamins, and natural caffeine. Zero sugar, zero crash. Just one stick and 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. It provides balanced energy without the jitters and 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink. Don't let the grind drain you. Ditch the glitch with zero sugar and zero crash from Liquid IV. Tear, pour, live more. Go to liquidiv.com and get 20% off your first order with code BUSSIN at checkout. That's 20% off your first order with code BUSSIN at liquidiv.com. Also here to shout out Jake versus Joshua this Friday, December 19th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time, live on Netflix. Judgment Day, a colossal global showdown between boxing's biggest disruptor, international superstar, and WBA number 14th ranked cruiserweight, Jake El Gallo de Dorado Paul, who's 12-1 with 7 knockouts and 2-time unified WBO, WBA, and IBF heavyweight champion of the world, Olympic gold medalist and knockout machine Anthony AJ Joshua, who's 28-4 with 25 knockouts. Watch Jake versus Joshua on Friday, December 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern or 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, live on Netflix. Back to this episode. What Dion's gonna, I mean, this is a layered thing, but when he was talking about, I wish that you could just click and then see each single one. Like when we're on PFF, you can click on pressures. Like say there's
that's 60, BS too.
Say there's 65 plays.
Hold on, don't.
This is all very layered. This is all very, so there's a lot of nuance. I understand how Dion's going to jump up out of his chair. But say there's 65 plays offensively, and I'm trying to, say, prep for ESPN or prep for the locker room on a game that I might be trying to look at and be like, man, are the Bills really that bad defensively? Like what's going on schematically that this offense is trying to do? Like wide zone, they seem to struggle with that against so-and-so. They're about to play the Niners or Atlanta, and they're a heavy outside zone team. So these are things that you got to kind of look at. So to break that down even more versus watching entire games of football, say how those 65 offensive plays, there were 10 pressures that the defense had against you guys. They have the stat 10 pressures. You can click on the 10 and see every one that PFF clarified as a pressure or a sack. So that way you can start to, in our position, like if I'm a Bills Mafia sicko and say, like, again, everybody knows I'm a massive Nebraska Cornhusker fan. So if I'm watching every game every week and people have something critical to say about sacks given up, Nebraska gave up 9 sacks to Michigan, I would be the sicko that goes in and watches the 9 sacks. And if I find something to where they weren't realistic sacks or it was the quarterback on the ball or the receivers wouldn't get open, I would be able to explain that because I've went in at that moment to watch those 9 sacks given up. Where a lot of the times, the majority of people outside of like the ones who are really good, like Danny O to me breaks down the game very well with the time that he has to do it before he goes on TV. You're able to kind of look at these things so that way you can do your best to explain the game that much more. But again, a lot of it is entertainment. A lot of it is surface level. You look at the box score, you look at the team stats, you look at these things to where you're trying to formulate an opinion on what happened. And a lot of times things get left out because there's not near enough. You don't have a window to try and nuance and break down every single game, every single rep, every single play to formulate an argument for absolutely everything.
Yeah, the casual fan just wants to watch football and then make a judgment based on watching the game and then hear the commentator go, oh, the offensive line's giving up this many sacks. Be like, man, they're kind of fucking ass, aren't they? They kind of suck. And they move on. But
commentators control the narrative.
When Will brought up the word PFF, you said something.
He said that's bullshit.
I want you, because I've been holding this flag. I think you're about to
PFF greatness, man. PFF controls the world. PFF's gonna tell you if you're good or you suck balls. Nah, bro. I freaking hate it.
You hate
I'll put you
PFF.
just like that. I do not. PFF, like, I love the fact that they are stats and they get the stat thing out there, but everything needs to be sharpened. Like you just can't title certain things for certain things, and you guys are just grabbing all of the sheets from one mega board to just like be like, all right, here, boom, 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 just to get it all done. Like, bro, like you need a whole Google factory to be in there to sort through it all for every player. If you're doing that, like
Right.
that's not fair. Like that's just not fair, bro. And it's just like y'all are like glorifying pressures. Like, oh, that was a pressure, put it down. Oh, that was a pressure. Hey, put it down. Like, how do you know? Is it like a red error button? Like once it gets closer to the quarterback, oh, error, cool. Pressure.
Right.
Like
Error.
no.
I've had Chris
Like no.
Collinsworth.
Like
I love
that's
sitting
just,
in
oh,
on
he
this
got that
combo
close
right
to
now.
Josh.
Well, yeah,
Like,
Chris
nah,
Collinsworth,
bro.
I think he's an investor in PFF. I know there's a
think he's
handful of
the
guys as well.
creator of it.
Who is?
There's
Chris
Chris
Collinsworth.
Collinsworth. Dude,
Yeah.
here's what
Damn, I
bothers
didn't
me
know that.
about PFF is there's 32 teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
Every team has a version of gap scheme, a version of inside zone, mid zone, outside zone, perimeter runs, those types of things. Just looking at the run playbook, because we've beaten to death pressures and everything like that, which I'll talk all day if you want. You said it in the beginning of the show, like if you want to keep it as simplistic as Dion Dawkins does, is like I focus on my triangle. Okay, I have the defensive end, I have the linebacker in the corner, or the safety if the safety's down, the corner's back. There's no way that PFF, a person who's not in the building of the Buffalo Bills, knows what your assignment is every single play and what you're supposed to do and how where your hat placement, your hand placement is supposed to be on outside zone as opposed to inside zone as opposed to mid zone. And then gap scheme, it's like, okay, are we going to the backside linebacker? Are we going to the Mike linebacker? Am I traying to the front side linebacker because we're really keeping it front side? And then now, now the guard's pulling up into the hole, so it's supposed to be in between the tackles. But no, now he went to the perimeter, so now we need to get on the outside shoulder. So if they go inside, that's bad. But if they go up and around and make the tackle, hey, that's a whole lot better. There are so many different variables that take place in different blocking schemes because truly there are probably 12 run plays in football, but there's 15 different like versions of each of those plays. So it's unfair for PFF to look at Dion Dawkins, Brown, anybody and be like, okay, this is wrong and this is right. Because I had this argument with them at the Super Bowl one year. And they're like, yeah, there's probably 4, 5, 6 plays a game that we don't know. It's gray area and we'll just grade it based on what we think. Well, if there's 63 plays in a game like that, you're moving full percentage points one way or the other. And it's based off of the name. Like if you are a rookie Dion Dawkins, and it looks like you messed up as opposed to playing next to Richie Incognito, they're going to give Richie grace and not you. Now that you're older and you've had a couple Pro Bowls under your belt, they're going to give you a little more grace and they're going to kill the guy next to you. So it's like, that's where people need to be very cautious when they look at a 68.7 grade or a 73 or this blocking grade or that blocking grade, because it is really... it's unfair and it's wrong, good or bad, whether they have you in a good place or a bad place.
For sure.
Yeah, there's going to be an element of human error because they're not in the building with all of these teams. However, just hot take on my side. And again, I have no reason to love PFF because the way I
he
felt
invests
like,
in PFF.
No.
You can see it on his face.
I will say I do enjoy PFF now that we've gotten into the world because again, you can look at, what you guys favor as an offense, whether it's inside zone, outside zone, duo scheme, or man blocking, pullers. I get to watch film now on this side of it as closely as I can to when I was in the building prepping for a team every week.
Just as close because you're looking at not just linebackers. Right. That's where PFF is great.
Agree with that.
The ability to go and see, hey, I want to see what man reaches are like. I want to see what pulls are like.
And I can formulate my own opinion based on like, okay, this team gave up 10 pressures. Let's actually look at these pressures and whatever argument I'm trying to formulate. If I'm trying to battle for you guys or against you guys, you can kind of formulate that yourself. Because I will say, whenever Dion does get on the other side, let's just say he's a Bussin With The Boys guy one day.
Which would absolutely be amazing.
Yeah, and he was in our world to where now he's going to be, because he's clearly an entertaining cat. He's got a future in something like this, to where now he was seeing it from this lens. I think Dion would be all about PFF in the film, in the stats.
Yeah, go ahead, Dion.
I will tell you right now. I do not hate PFF 100%.
Right.
I just think that there is a lot of things that need to be sharpened up.
Yeah.
I can see why PFF works and is very valuable to the average, not just to call them average, but to the regular consumer. Like, that's cool, right? But for the people that it matters, if you're gonna talk about like, oh, you're this and that, and it needs to be right, bro. You need to know exactly what's going on, what to grade, what happened, why did this happen, is this, whose fault and was this, what is going on, da 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 da. But if we're talking about just breaking film down, any source that can make film go from 6 hours to 20 minutes is great.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody says.
No. I agree with what both of you are saying. And I think we can find a nice medium ground here. When it comes to percentages and someone saying this is how good this player did, I do not agree with PFF. I think
facts.
I do not. You literally have to have a PFF employee in every single franchise to sit there and be like, what are your grades? Take me through it. But that does not happen. On Will's side, being able to watch the film like we're players all over again when we go to get to do this show right here or ESPN or something like that, infinitely helpful as opposed to watching even an all 22 or the YouTube cut up of like, here are the highlights of what took place, because you're able to see the back view, the side view, the front view, everything.
Yeah,
that is extremely helpful.
The one thing I hate is how they put the players' rankings on. Say they're on a primetime game, and then they have the
it'd be like 16.
Yeah.
PFF
It could be
16 out of
Dion
32.
Dawkins.
You know, Dion was 16 too. He's fucking. He went back and watched that shit like this motherfucker.
I'd be like, bro. I'd be like, that's not fair, bro. You can't put somebody on it. Some of them dudes, it'd be like 88 out of 95. I'm like, there's no way, bro. I said, stop doing that to people, man.
I know. Like I get the monster of entertainment fans, and people just love just the debates, the arguments, the things that go on outside of the microscope of in those buildings. But yeah, I do. I'm always like, every time I see the rankings, I'm like, man, it sucks.
Because if you're a player,
like, oh, he's falling off. Oh my God, he's 10 to 12. He's not that good this year.
Yeah,
like,
if I sit there and if I'm watching the Buffalo Bills midway through the season, I see Dion Dawkins. He's 27th out of 32. I'm like, man, Dion kind of lost a step this year.
Wait. Is that what it said?
No, I'm making that up.
I'm making that up.
You see that though?
I'm making that up. There's no way, bro. I said, all right, bro. I'm not playing. I'm done.
You know, it's funny too is those headshots that everyone does. People don't like. You do that in August, and so you know the little like when Chris Collins was like, let's introduce ourselves to this offensive line, and it just goes Dion Dawkins, you already Shnow, and it's 27 out of 32. It's like, oh fuck, this dude's making jokes in his ass. Yeah. What are we talking about?
For sure,
can't have it.
That would hurt my heart. Even hearing us play about 27 out of 32 is no,
bro. Isn't it crazy how your expectation changes? Like when you get in the league, you get drafted at a Temple and you're like, holy shit, I am in the NFL. It'd be amazing just to start in a game and you get that first start and you're like, yeah, dude, this is incredible. Could you imagine if I started all 16 games or 17 games and then you do, and then it's like, what if I can make a Pro Bowl? And then you do. And now you've been in this situation where your standard is Pro Bowl, all pro every single year. And you've already achieved goals that you told yourself would make you happy at one point. But that's truly what the NFL is, man. Like you're only the paranoid survive. That's all that you just got to keep going no matter what. It's crazy. What do you, when these younger guys are coming in and their eyes are all big, like what are some of the first things you're telling them when they come in? Because you were that cat that's like, if I could just play a snap in the NFL, like I kind of did it. Like no matter what, and you've kind of hit that lowest bar for yourself that would make you happy. But now you're this cat essentially chasing a hopeful Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, I tell all other guys to don't shy away from the person that got you here, right? Be the person that got you here. The coaches will mold you into the person that they want to see you as best fits for the team, right? Be who you are, right? And then I always tell them, bro, availability is your best asset in this league, right? Being available, being as healthy as you can, doing as much as you can to keep your body ready to go. This league is 100% injury rate. There's some things that you cannot, attest with, but try to be as available as you can with your process in the training room to be ready to play.
I love that.
Hey, on that note, how nuts is it, fellas? I don't know if you've thought about it, but I couldn't.
I just love the way you started it.
I could not stop thinking about Phillip Rivers coming
Oh,
back
yeah,
after
that's
5 years off. And almost like he had the lead, like was on a game-winning drive against the Seattle Seahawks.
Bruh.
Like boys, and again, that's why I kind of give the moment of that question, because I'm like, can people wrap their brain around that? Like, I get he's a neck up guy, this and that, but he was just coaching. He's been coaching high school football for the last 5 years.
Couch boy.
That's incredible.
Like his son Gunnar Rivers has been his quarterback. He's probably going to be a D1 player, but they're watching their dad take a phone call. They're watching their dad take a phone call to go to the Indianapolis Colts to try and help, hold on to the season that the Colts have. And he's out there beating, for the majority of the game, one of the best defenses in the league.
And
that blows my mind. 44 years old, 5 years off.
It's also incredible to me seeing some guys in the mainstream media hate on Phillip Rivers playing like why would you do this? You're putting this guy. You should have called this guy or that guy or this guy. There's so many other guys. Who are you talking about? Don't worry about who I'm talking about, dog. I'm just saying. A lot of people want to hate on Phillip Rivers going out there, and it's like, bro, if any of us were capable, if I was capable of playing right now, and the Tennessee Titans called me and was like, listen, we need you for 2-3 games. We know we're probably not contenders.
You're going. Like,
bro,
you're not about to say, bro, go and get him.
Yeah.
No, yeah, true.
No, 100%. Like, you just got to go out. And it's like, he goes out there. There's a couple moments in that game. You're like, yeah, he slipped. He kind of crawling away because the rush is kind of getting to him. But, bro, he's throwing balls to the sideline. He's throwing dudes open. And you can see that ball too. Hey, bro.
He could be like,
there's a couple 3rd and 3s where guy does a quick little out route, and he's got a little bit of separation, and you see him do his little funny little wind up and throw it, and that ball's like a missile coming out, and then all of a sudden, like halfway through, it just kind of died. The ball just kind of putters out.
Yeah,
he just doesn't have what it used to have. But he threw at 44 years old. He throws a touchdown in the NFL, and that is fucking insane. And it's like I love that. The Colts did this because they could have called any guy. They could have called any young cat. And then the Seahawks would have blown them out 40-10, and that would have kind of been it. But the fact that Phillip Rivers, like, all of us kind of tune into that game, not you because you're playing, but like we tune into that game and be like, yo, look at him, man. I've played against this guy. I'm washed and I'm 34, and this dude's 10 years older than me playing in the league.
Yeah, I'm sitting there 10 minutes before the game started making sure the TV's got the right channel on, because I'm legitimately just curious, like, is he going to be able to do this? Because clearly he had the relationship. You guys know it's a lot about relationships when you're in the NFL. Like, if you're getting a call to come back or anything else, like if you have a trust or a bond with a coach, like Steichen and Rivers, I think we're together like 8 years prior to that. Phillip Rivers is running Steichen's offense with his high school football team.
Yeah.
And then just to sit there, the game's about to come on. His high school team or some players back home, like they're sitting in a spot watching the game on TV, and everybody's just waiting to see, is he going to be able to do this?
Right.
And to see him go out there and compete like that, and he's got a full-on dad bod. Like, he's thicker in the neck, he's thicker in the face.
You can see it.
You can see it.
Bro.
He's got the windbreaker on pre-game to where his chest, like, it's it's thicker, and it's kind of the windbreaker's covering the belly and everything else. But
gust of wind comes by, you see like, oh, that's just belly. That ain't just a bigger T-shirt.
This is a full-on dad. Like, we're watching the movie The Rookie. We're watching the movie Warrior, where the high school teacher goes in the octagon and fights, and they're all watching around the TV to see if their high school coach can go out there and play on NFL Sunday.
Can I point out one thing that the world kind of needs? It was kind of talked about a little bit on Twitter. Phillip Rivers has 20 kids, 7 kids for real. Well, how many kids do you have?
I think it's in between 10 and 12.
His oldest kid, his daughter is the same age as Cam Ward. Yeah, congrats on the sex, Phillip Rivers. Congratulations. When you're out, buddy, when you're out of the league for 5 years, you lose your health care. Well, this would be his 5th year. Yes, like when you are a vested player, you get health care for 5 years after you leave the league. He's all ball. He doesn't know yet. You get health care for 5 years, and then after that, you are expected to pay for your own health care after that. Well, this is the 5th year for Phillip Rivers, and if he plays one game, which he did yesterday, that next 5 years restarts. Like, this is a bigger play than just 53 1/3. Like, this dude, this man came out and he's like, "You want me to do what? Hey, when's it? Yeah, that's a lot of money for 7 kids now. Yeah. That's a lot of money for 7 kids. I think he might have even more than 7 kids. I think he is.
Yeah, it's in between 10 and 12 kids.
And can I just say, dude, I love it. I love that he's got 11 kids.
He's got.
I think that's the coolest thing ever.
Me too. I think that is cool as hell.
Bro, just imagine the chaos in your life. You go home and it's like, yeah, there's really no controlling them. Like, I just got a pack of monsters ripping around, and hopefully they just
all you have
turn
to
out
do
good.
is just play the safety blanket. Just
Right.
make sure that nobody gets hurt.
Just make
And
sure
the
there's
rest is-
rubber on all the sharp corners in the house
That's
until
it.
like the youngest
Yeah.
one's 15. And you're like,
That's
all
it.
right, let's hope to God it works out.
He's
Bro,
got.
can you imagine eating? Bro, it's chaos, bro. It's chaos.
Imagine the bill.
Like you can't even order like a pie of pizza. Like you got to order like 6 pies of pizza just for everybody to have 2 slices. Like that's horrible.
Oh, it's insane.
It's nuts too
Yo.
because his oldest, I believe, is like older than Cam Ward, like the rookie class.
The
that's
same
in right
age. They're
now,
both
the same
23
age.
years old. Yeah.
Youngest, like the oldest, like Gunnar Rivers, his son, and the however many is in that older Anchelon, that older tier of kids.
Anchelon.
They got to watch him when they were younger, right? Like be on the field, take the pictures, like see their dad for who everybody knows him to be. And so they're just curious, like, can dad still go out there? Like, this is hilarious.
And his dad
like
Bro,
did.
they're probably
you know-
watching like, Dad, please don't get hit. Please
Yeah,
don't get hit.
like
Don't
they're,
get
you
hit.
know, their group chats are blowing up. Like all their friends talking about it. They got to witness Phillip Rivers play, and then the youngest, who they just hear the lore of their dad. They don't really know, you know, what their dad was able to do. They
Yeah.
hear it through everybody else that's older than them, through their dad, through their mom, and they're getting to watch him for the first time, or maybe as early as they can, like on Sunday. I think it is the coolest story happening right now.
I love it.
It just
He's a
He's
grandfather.
a grandpa, bro.
yeah, it revamped his life, man.
It,
That's
dude,
what's
I
up.
mean, just to,
Another 5-year bid for
another
healthcare.
5 years.
What's up,
Hey,
baby?
we'll see him. We'll see him at 49
What's up,
years old
baby?
too. 49. I'll come out and play a quick game, real quick.
Yeah.
Dion, we got. I know you got a boogie. We got Greg Olson coming on in a second. I got one last question for you. It's the Bud Light question. We all know that anyone would do anything for a Bud Light, like an ice cold, crisp Bud Light. What is something that Dion Dawkins would do anything for? Can't say family.
Yo, ask the question again, please.
All right, fair enough.
What would you do anything for?
What would you do anything for?
What would I do anything for? Like I
Anything
would do
for.
anything for Super Bowl. I would do anything for like that.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, let's stay in the athlete world. I would do anything for. But do I have to be? All right, I would do anything for to see Josh Allen hold up the MVP trophy after we win a Super Bowl.
Damn.
That is
okay.
that's the best answer.
That's the man.
'Cause
That's the right hand of the king.
Yeah, it is, dude. That's his number.
know,
That's his
Yo,
number
what's
one.
it like? You guys, like, clearly you guys have good energy. You have good juice. You talk about the Shnow, the Schluddy. Like
Yeah.
Josh Allen, he's known for his dick jokes. Like, what is that
It's
camaraderie like in the locker room?
Between me and
Yeah,
Josh?
between how often does he get you with a dick joke?
Bro, every day he has something new, bro. I swear, I think he picks one of these up, right? I think he picks one of these up and goes on the internet and finds out the best starter jokes. And then he takes the start and then he drastically changes the end of the joke because he can start talking to you and it's to the point where you'll know, like, all right, Josh is trying to play. Don't say nothing else. If you say, oh, my favorite color is blue, he'll say, oh, blue your hair. Like something just like just like, all right, Josh, right? But it's good, bro. Like he's like all of our big little brothers. I've been with Josh for a long time, man, and I'm happy that Josh is at a happy place, man. I'm happy. I've seen this guy grow. I've seen him go from just a regular dude to I'm a great football player, and then off the field, wish it was better, and then boom, Josh is just enjoying life and just being like who he is. And
He's gonna be a dad.
Yeah, he's gonna be a dad, bro. He's gonna be a dad.
Dude,
He's going to be a dad.
I know we're getting excited about him being a dad, but has there ever been
Yeah.
a time in the huddle that Josh Allen has got somebody with a dick joke during a game?
Has there been a time in a huddle where Josh said a dick joke?
Yes.
There has been multiple times in a huddle where Josh has said jokes in a huddle. Yes, but only when games are going, right? Like, but not more than you would think, but just a couple times. And just a couple times where Josh is just like, all right, bro, come on, let's finish. Here we go. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
40
yeah, but
you're beating the Panthers 40-3. He's going out for his last drive. You're running the ball.
boys will be boys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Boys will be boys. Yo, you want to know, and what's crazy too, even thinking about like the Bud Light thing, like, yo, my dad, right? My dad worked for Budweiser for probably 25 years, brother. I
No
grew up
shit.
in like a Bud Light factory in Newark, New Jersey. I know the full process of how beer is made and all the filtering processes and cleaning of the chips and seeing the trucks come in from off the highway that they clean all of the stuff in the back of the truck and the guys come and dump it. And bro, it's just insane that like every time like I see that Bud Light symbol and then hearing you like talk about it or ask me a question through it, like it just brings me there, bro. But it's kind of cool, bro.
That's
It's-
awesome.
Yeah,
it's
that
really
is that is cool to hear, man.
It is actually like really cool because a lot of people don't even know, but there's so much that goes into making one beer. Like
Yeah.
it's so much that goes into making beer. But yeah,
Dude.
beer's for the boys.
For the boys. I love it, dude. I love that Bud Light gives you nostalgia. I love that you have the hobbies with the cars. I love that you're on the Buffalo Bills, right? The right-hand man of Josh Allen. I pray to God you guys win a Super Bowl this year because Brendan Bean told us, we win a Super Bowl, we can throw him through it. We're basically going to be on the parade with you. And we're gonna go crazy on some Bud Lights together. We
on.
need it. Oh, buddy. And we're going to take all the
Come
credit, too.
on,
We're going to
bro.
pretend like
Hopefully,
we've done
bro.
nothing.
Hopefully, bro, because if we win this freaking Super Bowl, bro, then hopefully a big dude could get signed to freaking Jordan. Taylor.
Yes.
That's what I want. I want like you or like Trent or like one of the OG cool dudes to just be signed with Jordan so the young guys could be motivated, brother.
Buddy, hey, let's
Motivate
get
the
Dion
guys.
Dawkins signed with Jordan, dude. Let's get that dialed in for the
I
boy.
mean, shoot, let's
And if there's a guy that can do it right now who's in the
Swag
prime of his
bag.
career, why not make
Swag
it
bag,
happen?
man.
Gotta have
we
it.
got Dion's
inspire the youth.
Dion's got to come on the bus in the offseason.
Yeah, I think Dion, when we get in the
This is the
offseason,
energy. This is the energy. I
energy
need.
we need. Dion also, do you still doing your YouTube channel?
Yeah, I still rock with it.
Still doing his YouTube channel. He does a lot of stuff with cars and
Shnow
things like
TV.
that. Maybe there's like a
Shnow
vlog
Motorsports.
situation we can do with him.
Yo, look, first of all, done. We're gonna do this.
Okay.
I need to get you guys in a drift car.
I'm down.
Don't jump the gun. Let me be the one to birth you guys into the drift world. I promise you, it is the best thing ever. T-Pain, yes, the singer, he is one of the homies. He also drifts. We get the rockin', Hurt, the big Indian crew, all of the vibes, bro. I'm telling you, drifting will change your life because you guys are just as crazy as me, right? Like we're like 10 a.m. vibes. Like I'm telling you, drifting will change your life. Okay,
I'm
get
in
that,
it.
John. Pull that e-brake, boy. You
Just
spinning
pull it up,
tires.
T-Pain.
No, I'm telling you, bro. Yo, look, you spinning. I'ma buy you a drink. That's all mine, bro.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it home with me.
I got money in the bank.
And shawty, what you think about that? Cause I be in the gray Cadillac, we in the like boo. Yeah, that's fine, bro.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll be
All right,
talking-
we're in it. We're absolutely. I'm 100% down.
For
You
sure.
name the time, you name the place. If the schedules work out, we'll make it
We'll
happen.
be afterwards. We'll be talking too. Like we'll be recapping our experience. Like, hey, Dion, he has in his drift car. Dion, I thought we was gonna go boom, boom, boom. Dion was like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Hey, we'll
Good
do many
job.
booms for the boom, but I guess we were to boom
So
it.
tell me the process. So how did he start the car? Yeah, he went in there and it was just like boom, 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 boom. And then he started to drive and it was just like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. He started shot boom, boom, boom. Boy,
Boom,
yeah,
boom, boom.
that's Morse
Bunch
code,
of
dude.
slutties spinning tires, man.
Dude, let's get
Oh,
some
man.
schluts spinning some tires this offseason, boys. So let's
Yeah.
give a
I
round of
love it, bro.
applause for Dion Dawkins. I'm busting with the boys. Buddy, we appreciate the hell out of you. Go win it all, man. We seriously, and I love that you're able to vent about the sacks. We
course.
needed that. We needed that. Don't give one up this weekend.
Shut up, Dion. You make
Yo,
$60 million.
stop it.
Go block for 6 seconds, man.
Stop it, brother. Hey,
10 million a second.
brother.
Yeah.
Bro, come on, dog.
Dude, you're the man,
love,
Dion.
bro.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, see you,
bro.
Dion.
For sure. Good vibes.